story would motivate us to a call for action today. See, the place is next to the Maasais. In fact, growing up, my friends were Maasais. Growing up, I took care of over 350 cattle as a 6-year-old boy. I had an arrow, I had a panga, and I had a spear. So when I go back home, it's only 6 hours. The birds behave differently. The children there behave differently. Your vehicle behaves differently. How? That story is coming. Because part of the stories, which I know, for every African, for every Kenyan, for every man in the building here today, for every lady who has a story of from dust to grass, not even from grass, those stories make sense to us Kenyans, and that's why we're here to change something about it. At this point then, let me introduce onto the stage the Executive Director, EmpServe Kenya, Martin Irungu. Come tell us why we're here. Remember, house rules again. Remember, Martin took 20 minutes for breakfast. He's got to do it in 12 minutes this morning because his 20 minutes have been cut. So this is how we start then. Martin is our first speaker. 1 for us is 2. How we clap, and I'm going to show you how. 1 for us is 2. Martin is our first speaker, so we go 1, 2. Okay? Thank you very much. Our second speaker will get 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now for Martin, because I know he's going to come back again and take more. Let's go. 3. No. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2. Martin, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Elijah. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. First of all, I'm quite elated, quite excited to see all of us here today. Please look at your neighbor, just tell them, thank you for coming. Yeah, thank you for coming. It's one thing to have an event, invite people, and they show up. So showing up is a show of respect. So I'm so much elated, quite excited to see all of us. So thank you so much, everyone who is here, everyone who is tuned online, connecting with us from wherever we are. All protocols observed, the representatives from the ministry, the representative from the county, all our guest speakers, my good friends, our partners, key stakeholders. I know we have killed a few minutes that we needed to get a round of intros from the house, but I believe the day will be interesting for all of us to get a moment to talk, to share, and say something. You can also see representative from our board, our Kajiado team delegation, where we have been doing most of our programming in the past 7 years. I see them in the house. Number of our participants. For everyone who maybe have not visited us, as many of us who have not visited our hub, our Nairobi Innovation Hub is actually a stone throw away from here. And this is one of the places we love, because when we come here to do our graduations, it speaks to the village that we are building. It speaks to what an eco-village will look like for us. So it's quite an inspiring environment for us. So it speaks to us. And I think that's one of the things that I would like to share with each one of us. While we are here, we get an inspiration of what the snippet of the village that will be building, that we are currently building, looks like, and gives us that vibe. So I would like this moment first to welcome all of us. First of all, to say thank you for finding the time, being here, honoring us even as we head towards the unveiling of this master plan of the socio-innovation eco village. So my assignment here would be so brief, in line with what our MC has just highlighted. Unveil the plan, head to the ground, and actually do the work, do the great work that will be happening of implementing. She can be upstanding and probably come and say hello to us. That would be amazing way to help me finalize downloading a document that is downloading here. So let's appreciate her even as she comes over here. Yes, so she can say hello and also mention a thing or two. And then I'll just take a brief just to highlight a bit of background about EmpServe and why we are here today. And then I will invite other people to follow.
Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Phyllis Martin and I'm so elated to be here. I'm excited to see all of you. Honoring our invitation is such a joy, and mujihisi mkiwa nyumbani. Asanteni sana.
Yeah, thank you. She's a woman of few words. So I don't know whether I am a man of many words. Yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I've noted like I don't know whether we managed to see the screen behind me, but I think you just see what will be visible. But at this point in time, I just wanted to paint a picture of how EmpServe Kenya came to be and the inspiration and why we have here today. I think that's very helpful. The good thing and the thing that actually excites me most here is that half of the people in this room, we have actually not met. So they are seeing me the very first time. So this is quite an excitement to me that whatever we are doing is reaching beyond our circles, and the impact gets to grow further to the places that we may not have imagined. So that gives us hope that one day a boy from the village, when I was in my village, and I know a number of us who are, I can see my pastor here, who knows my village, and can attest to some of the things that when we talk about where this foundation of Empower and Serve came from. When I was growing up, I did not have the favor of connecting or getting power. When in the morning we had a delay with power, I don't know whether it's actually back, but we had stayed for 20 years, 15 years without it. So I see my professor friend, Dr. Maina, thank you so much. Yes. So he knows that I just saw him nodding, and I was like, who is that nodding? Like he knows my village. Yes, so that's how it looked like. And we didn't have it, power, so we stayed. And maybe that is the inspiration why we are thinking, how could we, the villages, get better? You know? So I grew up in that way. And by the time I got an admission to get to Kenyatta University, by that time I did not know a computer. And I had not interacted with a computer. So somebody looks at me like, why? No, the people from the Bonta house, they just be like, why? But that was my story. And by the time I got to go, my mom told me something, and this is something I loved about my mom. My mom had a dream for me. Hey, you need to go to a university. I didn't know what that meant. But then she had heard, and when I went to university, she told me, I hear in the university, you need a computer for you to do homework. She said homework. Maybe that was what that was known to us. And so when she took me to a town that was thicker, where I stayed for like 3 months to do computers so that I could be ready to go to university. That time we could stay for up to 2 years for us to go to the university. So I went there. But then that time, for people who are on my generation, knew that time you would be called back to the village to teach some other schools around there. So when I went back to my village, I could find that if we had an opportunity for this community to be connected to the world, they would be able to do more. Luckily, we had a World Bank grant that came around 2008, and then some villages were connected with power. And so what came to my mind was, can I set up a computer center or a center that I could empower as many young people to have the skills that I got. And that actually became an inspiration to what we are seeing today when you're talking about ICT and innovation. Because we trained so many people. Personally, I trained my teachers, all the coffee factories around there. And then later on, we combined our hands with a few other people who were going to universities. And later on, I went to the university, started to study, and I took a course. I remember going to Dr. Chege and asking, what course is this? Community resource. The chair of the department is here. Mr. Solomon, hello, where are you? Yeah, thank you. So we didn't know what that department would look like, but it would mold us to start thinking about communities. And then what I was doing that time, setting up a computer center in my village, started to work around in my heart that if anyone, a young person, is given an opportunity, especially digital skills, then they have been placed in a world of global connectivity. They have joined the village. And that's now the inspiration that came when we cleared for the year. We now joined up with a few young men and set up Empower and Serve. Empower and Serve Kenya to be able to empower young people that they may be able to serve Kenya. So that was how it looked like. Again, with an inspiration from an organization, I went for an apprenticeship. I serve Africa, and I see the director here. Hello, Mr. Harrison. You know, he also taught us a lot. We also went through a program learning about serving communities in the workplace. And I think that's where I also got the idea of the young people empowered. They can serve communities. They can create opportunities for themselves. And that is Empower and Serve Kenya. And that's why we started in 2016, growing over time until today, impacting over 10,000 young people with different skills, livelihood skills training, digital skills, and entrepreneurship. And one of our anchor, again, came when we read the Africa Manifesto 2063, and also referenced the Smart Africa Agenda of 2013 that emphasized on the need to build smart cities, smart villages. So when we started figuring out about Empower and Serve Kenya and the sustainability of it, our focus now went to the grassroots. We started to think, how can we devolve the innovation ecosystem and make sure that the benefits that we get here in Nairobi, the hubs, the very nice aesthetic hubs, you know, those benefits, innovating, thinking about people in Turkana, thinking about people in Garissa, in Kisumu, but then think, how can we strengthen those innovation ecosystem? And then we came together and started thinking about how can the innovation ecosystems be strengthened. So in 2019, I was invited by the MIT. I joined a program called the Innovation Ecosystem Builders Fellows to be able to evaluate our ecosystems. And for around 2 years, we were working on strengthening, doing design thinking on how can we strengthen innovation ecosystems. And for me and my team in EmpServe, we thought about the grassroots innovation ecosystems. We even started running what we call the Grassroots Entrepreneurship Summit, which is a convening that was happening before COVID annually for grassroots entrepreneurs, thinking about communities that are far off within communities. And that's the journey that we have had. In 2021, in 2017, we started our first DigiLab, what we call a community ICT training center in Kajiado, with director here, Priscilla Nangulai. Wave to this congregation. I know she will have a moment to say a word, but she was the one who hosted us the first time in Kajiado, and we started our first DigiLab that is still there to date. And we got an award by the UNDP, strengthening grassroots innovation ecosystem for SDG ambassadors. So that has been the journey. But now coming closer home, when we started thinking about organizational sustainability, we started to focus on how can we build our organization in a sustainable manner. And one of the things that we figured out is we need to strengthen our model of reaching out to the grassroots ecosystems. And that is the point where we joined the Countrywide Hubs Association. I know the president is here, Mr. Savio. Again, an association that is working to strengthen hubs and institutions that are strengthening grassroots innovation ecosystems. And that is now our model. So in our current context, even as I bring us, we have been able to operate an innovation hub. So we thought we have to create to bridge the gap. Bridging the gap as an idea is to make sure that we are connected, but then we are able to reach out. So we have replicated the DigiLabs currently in Narok. We have worked now, our last DigiLab that we are setting up is actually in Turkana, connecting grassroots innovation ecosystem to our main innovation hub here in Nairobi as a model. But then now, whatever we do, we have partnered with communities. For example, Helga in Kajiado, another community, ICT community center in Turkana. But now, the idea of building a sustainable innovation ecosystem started to come through our mind. And we started to figure out how can the DigiLabs become more sustainable. We experienced challenges. For example, we have one digital lab training center in Kitengela. Having those, especially ladies, moving from all the way from their villages to come to the hub for the training, sometimes is actually more expensive than actually the program itself. So you start to think, how do we make this programming more sustainable? For the international organizations, they are looking into more program output. They want to see impact. They want to see more people trained. They want to see more young people transitioning to decent work. That is what the government is insisting. So for us as a local organization, in the wake of devolution and the wake of localization, where we are talking about giving power to local organizations, then we had to model a program that would favor both the local communities, but also favor the international and the multinationals, including the government, in alignment with what they do. And that's now the birth of the social innovation eco-village that we are unveiling the plan today. So we started to walk a journey. I don't know whether we can see that journey, which I can just go through in the next 2 minutes that I have. We can see that journey. Just to speak onto the journey. So what did we do when this dream came to us? I just want the slide with the journey now. Yeah, so we started to walk through a journey. And the journey that we started was, we had a conversation with our Helga partner. They will be speaking to us today. We realized that the land that they had was not sufficient for us to do a big innovation village. We could only do a small center. And so we had to walk the journey to look for land. So we were able to acquire land. For the past 1 year, we have 10 acres of land where we started to do community engagement, needs assessment, stakeholder engagement, visiting key informants. I remember us going to the director of WorldServe International, who will also be having a note here, and asking them, you have been doing programs here. What gaps have you seen? What can we fill in? What can the village be valuable to that? We went to the county. We went to the Ministry of ICT. We went to the countrywide hubs, and we have put all those reports together. Then we were able to engage the community. We brought them together, asked them questions. How can this village be meaningful to you? What aspect do you want to see? And somebody will be speaking to that. So then we went ahead now and started now to design the master plan. At that point, I was also admitted to one of the important program that has helped us to mold this, the United People Global Sustainability Program. Another important program where we went through 1 year of designing this program, co-designing this program, and we finally went to the US Hurricane Island for 1 week to finalize co-designing. And now finally we are back here for validation. And now we have designed the master plan, which we'll be unveiling today. Once we do the master plan, we'll be headed to Kajiado for now the groundbreaking event to make sure that now we kick off the work that we are doing within the next 2 months. So that is the reason why we are here. All of us here are our partners. You are our friends. You are here because we dreamt and we thought about you, that you could make our dreams come true of the village coming to live. That in the next 5 years that we are working, we will have the social innovation village as the Africa's most sustainable village that we are building, that will be a center for learning not only for Kenya, but for the globe at large. And that is the journey. And that's why all of you are so important here. You have a stake. You have a thought. By the time you come out of this space, what will be valuable for us is, please make this dream come to live. Thank you so much.
Before you go, we can't forget our house rules. Martin only gets one, which is 2. All right, let's go. 1, 2. Thank you very much, Martin. Whew. Here we go. It's hotting up. So, before I bring you the next speaker, so I was telling you how this makes sense in the story that I'm telling you. Now, I know Martin has touched a couple of professors who've laughed about how they didn't have electricity. Now, this question goes to all the men in the house. I'll come to the ladies. How many of you, gentlemen, grew up in a neighborhood where you didn't have electricity? Let's raise our hands. By the look of things, let me say, just keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. By the look of things, more than 90%, in fact, I can put it at 98% of all the men seated here grew up in a neighborhood where electricity was not a thing. I'm going to ask that question again differently then to the ladies in the building. To the ladies in the building, how many of you grew up in a place where electricity was a story? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can say, well, a good number as well of ladies seated here. Now, let me twist the question to everybody in the building. Now, for those who grow up with electricity, please do not raise up your hands because your question is coming. To all those then in the building who now have electricity, how many of you wish that indeed somebody could rewind your life a little bit so that when you were growing, there was electricity in your house? Let's see. Let's see. Is the question not clear? I'm going to ask it again. How many of you wish you grew in a neighborhood where you were connected to electricity? Let's see. 100% of those guys who raised up their hands. Now, that story, that every time I go back home, I go back to 1970. So last week, I was at home. And when I got there, the people that I met on the road had batteries. See those alkaline batteries? The ones that you put in your car? So when I asked them, why are you taking them? They told me they're going to charge them so that once they go back home, they would have electricity. So I asked them, how long does it last you? They told me a good battery, which is the small ones, can last you about 3 days. So there are days where kids in those neighborhoods sleep in darkness. Now, stick to that fact. I'm going to come back to what it is that we're doing here. Good. So next then is a story of what EmpServe is doing. We have gentlemen and ladies, some of them who you saw here, that have benefited heavily from the project that Martin has been talking about here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you on stage a gentleman who is a story of success, a real living example of people who've gone through this process. The one that the executive director of EmpServe was talking about here. He's got exactly 6 minutes. And this is a true testimonial that indeed, whatever it is that we're going to do here today touches lives more than you would know. At this point then, let me introduce onto the stage Brian Owino, who's going to give us his story. Brian, it's your time. Hold on, no clapping yet. No clapping yet. House rules. Thank you very much. Bran, before you speak, Bran gets 2. So 1 is 2. So let's do this then. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much. Hello. So I'll just introduce myself once again. My name is Brian Owino. I met Martin in 2019 at Kenyatta University, where we had a project. Could you please put up the deck? Yeah, so I'll just go through my deck shortly just to showcase on some of the examples of projects that we benefited from EmpServe. Currently, I work at SIEVE Consulting. I'm in charge of climate change and sustainability. So when I see the most sustainable village in Africa, that gets me proud, because villages is where we grew up. Even in Nairobi, we have villages. And some villages are connected to power, to electricity. Some are not. Just shortly, just move on. That's my company. I'll not go into that because I have 6 minutes left. But I'll go to, just move. Yes, from here. So when I spoke to Martin and he asked me to come and speak in this event, I was pondering and thinking about what can I speak or what story can I tell you. But I thought of a keyword that came out when you were speaking. That is the last mile people. And last mile people are people that are not close to the national infrastructure. For example, electricity or water infrastructure or education or other amenities. And UNDP mentions these people that they are at the bottom of the pyramid. That means that if somebody has to be connected to electricity, they would be the last people to get to the last, the last connectivity. When it's giving education, they would be the last to go to school. So part of the work that we did under EmpServe project, that was bringing food security to the people that, those people who do not have access to the markets, to input, and to the different government projects, especially on grants and subsidies. And these 2 questions, for example, who do you think is not connected to internet currently? Who is not connected to the financial services? Who has access to banks? Think about the people in the villages. We know what digital innovation has done, especially in Kenya, in the context of, Safaricom, M-Pesa, and so forth. The story is quite different when you travel outside this country, where you see people in rural villages do not have access to any form of financial services. Again, you think about having access to digital platforms. Martin has spoken about that. So moving slowly, I was a bit thinking about this in 2019 in one of my classes at Kenyatta University, trying to ponder about the global risks and the problems that our communities face based on where we come from. And food security was one issue, because drought is not a new story in Kenya. We know each and every 10 years, or even 5, the frequency and intensity of climate risk, specifically drought, because I'm a climate student, and this is also my space. One of the most significant risks that we face is climate change, and sustainability is core to this, and we need innovations driven through sustainability, going right into the villages. And recently there's a huge concept that we mastered in school that is known as, bringing the global experiences at the local level. They say globalization is localization. So these are some of the, impacts that we looked at, and there are some facts that our people are still experiencing these challenges, and that's why from EmpServe project under EmpServe, we managed to develop some of the projects to, please move. Just move. Yeah, so in 2019, the projects that we implemented and we worked together with La City as well, aimed at developing particular projects and particular initiatives and innovations that can bridge the gap that is there between putting food on the table as well as addressing the needs of people who are highly marginalized. And I'll just showcase some of the news that we've had. Nationally, we know how many people do you think have the capability to buy food or to have food on their table? How can we connect these people through digital technologies? Can we best leverage technologies to deliver food? And how best can we support young people to innovate and grow their communities? That is what we are experiencing today. And this is why we are aiming at having sustainable development goals moved forward. And being part of this project, Kilimo Sasa initiative, supported through EmpServe, I'm really proud of the work that we did, because our communities that we worked with could save up to 55% of their income, to take their children to school, as well as develop, meet other health needs, which otherwise would not happen without this intervention. Next, please. Yeah, so this is some of the photos that we had. Photos are the true reflection of what happened. Without a photo, you can't justify. There's need for evidence. So this is what some of the projects that we implemented with communities. That was 2019 with Martin and Dr. Ogola as well. Later, after the project, through that, I was able to get an additional grant. That was from Mastercard Foundation, again to implement that project for another 1 year. And then the last one was also from small foundation in the UK, again for another 1 year. So at the end of this, we have more than 200 households within the project. And looking at the impact, we trained 200 farmers on food safety and food security. That's still because of the goodwill and the innovation and the different projects that we have. So this shows that there is always something that we can give back to communities. In as much as we pursue other sections of other pursuits in life, we need to think about how best can we serve our people. And that is where we find the true purpose of oneself. Lastly, just looking at what EmpServe will do. Just move to the next slide, please. Next one. Yeah. So just to speak about, just to wrap up, about my experiences and what I see as important for us going forward, is that sustainability and sustainable development goals cannot be achieved without inclusivity. And inclusivity means bringing people in the last mile, thinking about them first, and putting them at the center of development. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Before you move, you gotta get the ball. They still haven't got the rules, so we gotta take them back again. So Brand gets 2. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Thank you very much. So I've always been observant, especially for a man who grew back in the village. So then I realized when I went back home again this time that the birds there behave differently. So when I stay in Nairobi, there's some birds that I feed at the balcony. Whenever I cook, whether there's some rice and any cereals that are left, I feed them. But then I realized birds in Nairobi don't fear people. But when I went home, I couldn't see birds next to me. A bird would spot you, then it would immediately run away or fly away. I kept on asking myself the question, what's going on? But then I realized what was going on. That the hobby for the young boys in the village, it is hunting these birds. Yes, thank you very much. So the birds have been socialized to know that every time they see a human being next to them, it is time to run. But when I came back again just in their neighborhood, I saw a young boy cry because a brave crow had landed next to him. So I said, wait, so back in the village, the birds are afraid of the young boys. But here in Nairobi, the young boys are afraid of the birds. But then guess what? Most of the times when I see these young boys in Nairobi, it's either they speak smart English. It's either they have a mobile phone, to the point that what is next to them is alien if it's not in the phone. Two sides of the coin. Then I give these young boys my mobile phone. Tell them, can you call me? As old as 13 years old, 15 years old, they can't execute a simple command on a phone. Ladies and gentlemen, that story continues. I told you, before we get to the call of action, we gotta make sense of why we're here. And at this point then, we're gonna make sense of why all of us are seated here today. See, there is a word here that is called SIEVE. It's gonna get a proper definition of it. That a social innovation eco-village. What is that? I know you've seen a couple of simulations outside when you're having your tea. It is now time then for me to introduce the next speakers who are the most important for this part of our event here today, who are going to tell us exactly how they envision this word SIEVE, how they want it to sit right within Kajiado, and why Kajiado. At this point then, let me introduce to the stage the two speakers who are going to tell us exactly what SIEVE is. I want to start with Samuel Lasiti and Praise Riungu. Your biggest challenge for the next 20 minutes is paint a picture of SIEVE. Let us buy into it, because after this then, remember I told you the password that I gave you for the Wi-Fi. Once we've seen it, there is a call to action. Ladies and gentlemen, the second most important part of this event is happening right now. Take us through.
Okay, thank you so much. Happy to see everyone here. All protocols observed. Our guests and our partners, individuals and friends that we've invited to this event. We are really glad to have you. And now I'll just go straight and do my task of explaining the social innovation eco-village in Duata. We cannot leave the name of the village where we are innovating or setting up the eco-village, which is Nduata. Nduata is a community in Kajiado County. Along Namanga Road, you'll find almost a kilometer to Kajiado town. There's a road that goes to Emali or Mashuru. And now 20 kilometers from there, you'll find Nduata. And surprisingly, you can ask yourself, what does Nduata means in Maasai? Nduata means vision. So it happens that we went to search for land and we went to Nduata. We didn't know that Nduata exists. So Nduata means vision. And with SIEVE, we are setting up the village that is connecting with this visionary community, and also building a sustainable village, the most sustainable village in Africa. A reflection that will be best in a village and now the larger African continent. So to brief you how we started in terms of the inception stages of the project, we've engaged different partners. We've done quite some work to establish this eco-village. We've done a number of engagements with the community, which the community is that at the heart and at the center of this project SIEVE. We've done community engagements, we've done community needs assessment, we've tried to analyze the situation, bringing the community on board, just to try to understand what are the gaps, what are the needs. And myself coming in the community, coming in Kajiado, I'm part of the people that experience the problems that we face in Kajiado. In this room, how many of us have been in Kajiado or know Kajiado? Kajiado County as a whole. How many have been there? By show of hands. Yeah, I don't know where you've been there when it's really green or when it's dry, pretty dry, when animals are dying. So one of the most pressing challenges, as Brian was mentioning about climate change, is extreme droughts and recurrent droughts that are happening and are really affecting the livelihoods of people in Kajiado. In that, the main source of livelihood being pastoralism, livestock keeping, there's a huge problem that the community is facing out of climate change. And SIEVE being a sustainable project focusing on sustainable, we've really considered a different aspect in terms of the design and how we are thinking about the model of SIEVE. We've thought through various programs, we've thought through the design and the planning of the project so that we incorporate the needs that the community is facing. In terms of sustainable building, construction, in terms of the landscape, restoring the land, in terms of also energy systems, water systems that will be used in the village, how we manage our waste is key to the development of the social innovation eco-village. Some of our main programs or programmatic areas of the project are the learning center. We'll have a learning center to foster digital skills, to develop young leaders and develop leadership for young leaders and youths to take charge in terms of being the change of their communities, taking initiative. Also the digital and innovation. We'll be incubating new businesses, small businesses and local businesses. We'll also be having Empower Hub, and the Empower Hub wing will have Empower Soko. And Empower Soko will entail linking the women with doing beadworks with the market, both international and local markets, trying to help them in terms of even the learning where they'll be learning about modern beadwork. And also linking now their products to better markets that they can get more profit. Business outsourcing and processing, where we'll be doing digital jobs and through our digital hubs at the village. The other thing is on sustainability, where now I've mentioned about various aspects of sustainability in construction, energy, in agriculture through regenerative agriculture and agroforestry practices, and also in terms of how we manage our operations at the village. There's also research and innovation, where we'll have our maker spaces where youths can come and learn, innovate. People can come and innovate their ideas at the village also. So we have talked about the problem and now the solution. The Eco Village will have a holistic approach of handling or addressing the issues that the community are facing. And now, towards I won't take much of time, but my last presentation on Africa now being at the heart of the center, at the heart of this village. Africa, when you see the model outside there, or some of the model of the SIEVE, is Africa at the heart of the design. And this is where to showcase how important sustainable villages can support or can be replicated. The model can be replicated in different communities across Africa, in different communities in Kenya, and now taking that learning, what we are learning while implementing the SIEVE project. So thank you so much, and I hope we can interact and continue to have you partners and our friends hold us in this journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please come back. I want him to have the microphone. Don't take it away. Thank you. Just move closer. You know, there are professors in the building. And every time they listen, professors, I don't know whether professors, I attend classes where professors tell me that when you speak, that once you break down the social innovation hubs, the innovation centers, that there's a story behind that. As a communication student, my professor tells me that, yes, use technical terms, but in front of people, you got to break it down for them. And I'm not going to break it down for you, but I've got a question for you, because what is going to happen next then is that we're going to invite our partners in the building to take the next step with us. Now, without complicating it, somebody's going to ask you the question, can you paint for him what you have in mind for a young boy in Kajiado through all that you presented here today? What is that picture that you have as this young boy approaches this SIEVE and water?
Yeah, so as someone also coming from the village, that community, Kajiado County, I'm seeing the same youth in Kajiado County being like me. I'm one of the beneficiaries of EmpServe, having participated in one of the projects called Enhancing Food Security in Urban and Rural Areas. And I led change in that community through food security projects. I'm seeing a youth that is able to come and learn digital skills and skills that will help them to access digital jobs, come and have their ideas incubated and run successful businesses, come and learn about sustainability, learn about how to grow food sustainably, learn how to become self-sufficient. So I'm seeing a youth that is complete when they come to the village and get to undergo through our training programs, get to even interact with the environments that we are going to create within the village, that they can learn about so many things and be inspired just by being in the village. And now the village being at the heart of the community in the village itself, it will be very accessible. Already we are engaging the community. We have engaged the community through the fencing. We have engaged the community through, we have engaged the youths in a number of projects already. So we already have some milestones. And the youths already are getting inspired. They are really waiting for this idea to come into implementation.
That's it.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Couldn't get any better. So DJ, if you can, some background music then for the next part of our process here today. Some background music. The motivational background music, because we still have 3 minutes. Thank you very much. Still breaking the rules, but we're going to come back to him because his tension is still alive. I just want us to do something little today. So please confirm that you do have your program right in front of you. The program that we gave you as you joined us here today as a partner. Please have it right in front of you. Thank you very much. All right? DJ, some encouraging music, some jazz maybe, you know? Yes. I don't know what they do in church when they want contribution to start. That's what I'm headed for. So now some inspiration, isn't it? That's it. All right? So remember, I gave you some Wi-Fi password. All right, let's take out our phones. It's allowed now. Nobody's going to judge you. Thank you very much. DJ, this message is going to fail if I'm not motivated.
When everything is on the line.
All right, we're getting there. So some background motivational music. Good. All right, remember, we said you are our partners by virtue of being here today. That's some good music. All right? So now, please, some of your phones have a QR code. It's the worst innovation during COVID, where you had to go in and scan something. All right. Thank you very much. Good. Just confirm that you have a QR code scanner in your phone. Thank you. If you don't have it, there's the time that you go back and download it. For those who are on App Store, I believe iPhones come with a QR code scanner. For those who don't have it, you can go to Play Store and download it. Because when we look at you as a partner. That whatever it is that we're studying here today, whether you're with us by the end of the day, whether you step outside here, you're still gonna be our friend. Good. All right? If I get 90% that we are there, just raise up your hand. If you have a QR code scanner with you, place your hands. I still have 20%, still have 30%. Please confirm. For those who are downloading, we can give you 2 minutes because there's another presentation just before that call to action. All right? Are we there? Good. Thank you very much. DJ, it's a good job. Thank you. Motivation to move into your phone and get a QR code scanner. So before that call to action, then I want to introduce the next speaker. Again, it's going to come in and motivate us to use that QR code scanner. They're not going to talk about it, but they're going to continue the presentation for why this SIEVE project is as important as it's going to be. Remember, we've already seen the vision from our first speaker on exactly how this is going to be. That indeed, if majority of Kajiado boys and Wutan like him, is going to be happy. Next speaker, again, is also going to come in and emphasize on those presentations. I want to introduce Praise Riungu as well to come on board and give us a presentation of why SIEVE and water is indeed something that we need to focus on. Now remember, reserve your claps because we're only going to clap once we get to the end point of that QR code scanner. Praise. Let's do this.
Praise God. My name is Praise Riungu. I'm an architect by profession. Been working with Martin through this project since March. We've been able to cover much. So I'll just take you through the details, how we've had the why. So we want to see the how we are going to achieve this. So this is the master plan we have. It's the site. It's a 10-acre piece of land. So the site slopes from here all the way to this corner here. That's why you can see the orientation of this building. It's on this axis. So I'll take you through the facilities that we intend to have to achieve the social, the innovation, and the eco part of the village. So right from the entrance here, the main gate, we have this is a DG shop for selling the things from the workshops, the beads, the leather works. So from here, this point, this is a building you meet first. So it leads you to two places. You can either go to the training facility down here, or you come to the conference facility and the administration facility on this end. So here, from this top, this is the main building, the main conference building. Those who will go for the groundbreaking, you will see how you can see the site from afar. So we want you to be able to see this building from there, and you're like, now that and water, that's our SIEVE project. Then we have the co-working spaces. If you have an office in Nairobi and you want to go away from the city life, provided for you here. Here we have the offices, which also have, they will house the EmpServe offices and administration, as well as the co-working spaces as well. Right here we have the...
Praise allows to move the structure to the center so that we can be able to see it all. Thank you very much.
I hope people can at least see it. So from here we have the village circle for the products from our farm here and the product from the neighborhood. So they come here to bring in that's how you incorporate the community as well. We have our parking right here. We have a dispensary here. We have a chapel right here. Then here is our training facility, which is one of the hearts of our project. So at the facility, we have, at this point, we have the administration building, which is what we'll start with, because we want it to, immediately we are done with this event today, we want to start off with a training. So we have the administration here with classes as well. Then this is the main building, which has the workshops on the lower floor. And then it has the classes, modern classes. And then we have on the top floor, we have the maker spaces. As you try and generate ideas, as you try and innovate, you can enjoy the views and open up your mind the more. Then we have labs as well here, and then an open space here. So from the lab, you can go out and test whatever you've been making. And then right behind the school here, we have a recycling area for the products from within the site and also from outside. Things like scrap metals, plastics, the local community brings them in here, which is also a source of revenue. Then from there, we go to the accommodation. So here we have students' accommodation. We have 2-bedroom cottages. We have detached studios and semi-detached studios, which leads us to the arboretum. We call it the arboretum, which is a conservation area, essentially, where we tap water, we hold water there. We have the greenery, we conserve the local species, and we also bring in some other species to complement the ecosystem. And then from there, we have the farm. This farm is there to, 1, sustain the village, 2, to train the farmers on modern ways of doing farming, doing livestock rearing. We are enhancing the community. So right here, the farm as well, we have the farm structures. We have the community water point, where the community can come and get water. We also have the farmhouse right here, so that completes the farm setup. We'll also have greenhouses and some really nice demo farm beds. Then right above the farm, so from the farm, the food comes to the restaurant. So this restaurant serves the entire facility, and anybody from outside can come and have food here, which includes cultural food from the local community as well. And then just above the restaurant here, we have our Manyata. A Manyata is a Maasai village. So we have the Manyata here, which has different levels of Manyata houses, from the very traditional Manyata house to a more modern Manyata house. So when you come to the village, it's you to decide which experience you want. So that sums up the master plan that we have. And then right at the heart of the project, as Lasiti said, we have Africa. And this is the uniting factor for every part of this project. And one thing that you can be sure of, on this site, if you ever get lost, find Africa and it will take you home. Thank you. So I'll just let you have a video of the facility. Thank you.
Let's cue in the video.
You can enjoy the video as I take my seat.
Price, I'll be calling you back again. Have your seat kindly. Kajiado and Duata. Thank you very much. Praise and La City, where you at? Yes, we have to end this session together. And now, DJ, give us the inspiration music then. That's how we step into the QR code. All right, praise. And Steve, please come over. All right, thank you very much. Good. All right, now remember we had gotten to the place where we were looking at the QR code. I think up to now, as our partners, if you want to get convinced to give us a hand in this, you're already getting the conviction. From young minds or presenting to you an idea that is going to turn around the lives of young boys and girls in a village in Kajiado. A monument that's going to be for generations to come. For us then, it is time then for us to do a rallying call. I've called them back because this was the most important block. To buy into the vision and for you to see the picture. So here's the thing then. Let's get back to our mobile phones. We have the QR codes. This is why it begins. There are two ways that you can be part and parcel of this innovation today. One, you can decide that up until this entire village becomes a reality, you're going to be a direct contributor. There's so many ways that you can be a contributor. One, you're seated there thinking, how can I chip in? We have a way. Scan the QR code and get in. Number two, you're seated and thinking, I can be a partner in many different ways from what it is that you've seen here today. The vision and the physical aspect of the presentations that have been made here today. You can also be a partner. So for now, before then we give them a round of applause before they sit, we're going to give you 2 minutes. Scan the QR code. The partnership begins right here, right now. Your 2 minutes, fellow partners, begins right now. So we're going to look around and see who's not busy on the phone, and that's how we know they've not bought into your idea. All right? So please scan the QR code. If you already have, thank you very much. You can start contributing. You can share that information to have more of your partners join us. You can also be a partner by being someone who brings in extra knowledge, extra partnerships to this that you've seen here today. From the bottom of our hearts, and I believe they will want to say that they will be happy if indeed they see this become a reality. Not for them, for the young boys who've got no future, who've not seen a computer in this day and age, when every other person is saying, let's go digital. And we have 30 seconds left for those who are still downloading. 20 seconds. The music is to inspire you. Get in. 18 seconds. 15. 12 seconds. 10. 7. 6. 4 seconds. And we are done. For those who are still gonna be doing it, this is gonna be a rallying call until we step out of here. I will be still reminding you that by virtue of being here, you support a cause in very many ways. For those who are already contributing into the process, thank you very much. This were our third speakers, so they get free. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Thank you very much. Gentlemen, you can take a seat. DJ, back to serious business then. All right. See, Martin started by saying that indeed the partners that he's already working with are here. This is why I have to be spot on. We are into that stage. For those who are looking to our programs, our key speakers are going to come here and share information as to why they think this kind of project is a magic bullet in unlocking the potential of the young boys and girls in our country. So right now, without further ado, and I'm going to pick my notes so that I get the pronunciation right. Let me introduce our first speaker, who is our fourth speaker on stage right here at this part of our program. And I'm going to call in Priscilla Nangulai, OGW, Helga Kajiado. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our first speaker. Remember, Martin kept on saying that indeed we have on-ground partners that we are working with. She's going to come in and tell us exactly why indeed Kajiado looks to be the place for this SIEVE project. All right, we're waiting for her to make her way to the stage. And remember, our keynote speakers, don't break the rules, please. Thank you very much. Our keynote speakers, you actually do have, from my timekeeper, 12 minutes each to compress your speech. At this point then, let's get our hands together. She's our fourth speaker. She takes 4. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Thank you very much.
Hello, good morning. My name is Priscilla Naisola Nangurai from Kajiado. I run a rescue center for girls and to give them an education. For an old woman like me, I cannot remember things the way Martin remembers. So I have mine on paper and I'm going to read my speech. Esteemed guests, stakeholders and fellow advocates for youth empowerment, we gather today at the Serene Cool Breeze Gardens and Conference, a space that mirrors our collective aspiration for growth and innovation. I stand before you today filled with immense pride as we launch the Social Innovation Eco-Village Masterplan, a flagship project of EmpServe Kenya, brimming with potential to transform lives and bridge the gap towards a brighter tomorrow. As an advocate for women, you'll excuse and allow me to talk a bit about girls and women at HELGA. HELGA stands for Humanitarian Efforts for Learning of the Girl Child in Africa. We do not shy away from the harsh realities faced by young women in Kajiado. The Maasai tradition, while rich in culture and heritage, has also perpetuated patriarchal norms and often prioritized the needs of men and boys. They have further exacerbated the challenges faced by young girls, youth, and women in Kajiado County. These extreme vulnerabilities and challenges are woven into a fabric of their daily lives. Harmful traditional practices, limited access to education, economic opportunities, and essential infrastructure, creating a suffocating environment that restricts their potential. This in turn hinders not only their personal growth, but also the overall development of our community. At HELGA, we recognize the importance of addressing these deep-rooted societal issues while we continue to provide direct support to young women through our programs. We are also committed to challenging harmful cultural practices and promoting gender equality. For years, we have been on the ground working hand in hand with young women in Kajiado. We are actually aware of challenges and we are dedicated to changing this narrative. We meet these challenges day in, day out through the stories of young girls forced into early marriage, FGM, the struggle for young mothers yearning for education, and the frustration of talented individuals with nowhere to channel their drive and ambition. We have witnessed the cycle of poverty and hardship that perpetuates these struggles, And we've also seen young women blossom when equipped with tools to navigate their realities and forge their own paths. I'm particularly proud to highlight our partnership with EmpServe, which has been instrumental in our journey towards digital empowerment. The establishment of a DigiLab at our Nanana Education Center stands as a testament to our shared commitment to youth development. Through this collaboration, we have successfully graduated 67 youths in digital literacy, with particular focus on empowering young women. The impact has been profound as we witnessed increased digital literacy among our young population, including our primary school girls who are now engaging in coding with the support of a program from India called PIJAM. We have been able to train over 200 children on basic computer knowledge, use the computers as tools to supervise revision for the pupils during the school holidays. And currently, we are doing computer lessons at our school. This achievement would not have been possible without the generous donation of computers and invaluable technical support from EmpServe. It is a privilege to partner with an organization like EmpServe that share our vision for a digitally empowered Kajiado County. Our experience has taught us a crucial lesson. Isolated solutions are not enough. Addressing the challenges faced by young women requires a holistic approach. We cannot simply offer education, for example, without considering the lack of clean water or sanitation that prevent them from attending school. We cannot expect them to develop skills without addressing the underlying issues of safety and well-being. Piecemeal solutions simply won't cut it. We need systemic change that addresses the root causes of vulnerability and unlocks the immense potential of our girls, youth, and young women. We need a comprehensive approach that addresses the social, economic, and infrastructural challenges faced by the youth and young women. This is where the social innovation eco-village takes center stage. It was to be first hosted in our center, as Martin told us, but due to limited space, it wasn't to be. I remember Martin and the program lead trying to enlarge our piece of land. They had tape measures and they were measuring and they were saying, oh, this might be enough, this might not be enough. But we thank God for the next step that you took. This is where the social innovation eco-village takes center stage. It was to be first hosted in our center, but due to limited space, it wasn't to be. But they managed to get some 10 acres of land at Nduata Vision, meaning vision. Nduata means vision. How appropriate. I would like us to give an applause to EmpServe for getting that 10 piece of land in Kajiado County. I don't think I would have done it myself, but they did it. Clap with me. Thank you very much. This visionary project, I believe, is more than just a collection of houses, as we have seen. I quote from their concept note. It represents an opportunity to establish a mega hub in the remote Nduata village, Kajiado Central, where the youth will access ICT and social entrepreneurship skills, digital workspaces, ideas, and startup incubation, among other benefits at close range. By providing access to education, economic opportunities, and essential infrastructure, the eco-village will empower young women to break free from their traditional gender roles and pursue their own potential and aspirations. Moreover, The eco-village will foster a community that values gender equality and challenges harmful cultural practices. Through education, awareness raising campaigns, and community engagement initiatives, it aims to create a more inclusive and equitable environment for all. My take is this. This is a dynamic ecosystem designed to dismantle infrastructural barriers and propel economic growth. You can imagine a space where the youth and young women in rural Kajiado, Kenya, and for this purpose in Kajiado County, they have access to 1. Essential infrastructure, community engagement and gathering spaces with clean water, sanitation facilities, and reliable electricity, the cornerstone of a dignified life. 2. Economic opportunities. The eco-village will be a hub for innovation and entrepreneurship, providing over 10,000 youth with jobs opportunities annually. 3. Education and training. Education facilities and vocational training centers within the eco-village will equip youth and community with the skills they need to succeed in the new economy. But let us all remember this, that the eco-village goes beyond just physical infrastructure. It will be a breeding space. And when I talk about a breeding, as a Maasai, I know what breeding means. And I connected with cows and goats and sheep. It will be a ground for creativity and problem solving, a space that fosters collaboration between young minds, academics, and established businesses. This collaborative spirit will lead to the development of innovative solutions to the challenges faced by our communities, not just in Kajiado, but across Kenya. By empowering our youth, we empower our entire community. As they gain the skills, confidence, and financial independence they deserve, they will become the driving force for positive change. They will be the architects of a better future for themselves, their families, and Kajiado County as a whole. The social innovation eco-village is not just a dream, it is a tangible vision within our grasp. It's not merely a plan, it is a testament to our belief in the transformative power of collaboration and innovation. It is about bridging the gaps, dismantling barriers, and fostering a community where the youth and young women can thrive. By empowering them, we empower our entire community. We pave the way for a more prosperous, equitable, and sustainable future for Kajiado County. The eco-village, however, is not a standalone solution. It is a spark that needs our collective effort to ignite a fire transformation. It needs my support, your support, our expertise, and our resources. Today, I call upon each of you, friends, partners, stakeholders, policymakers, and fellow advocates to join us in making this vision a reality. Let us join hands to bridge the gap, dismantle barriers, and create an environment where every youth can reach hers or his full potential. Let's all remember to share and participate in the global giving crowdfunding link and platform. Let us unite as a community, as stakeholders, and as champions of youth empowerment. Together we can create a legacy of hope and opportunity for generations. Let us write a new chapter in the story of Kajiado and Kenya, a chapter defined by empowerment, innovation, and sustainable progress. Let us rise to the occasion and make this vision a resounding reality. Let us then make this a first of many eco-villages in Kenya. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Do not break the rules. We still stick to the same. She gets 5. All right, here we go. Just before she goes, Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Thank you very much. I mean, what a better rallying call. Right from within Kajiado itself. She's even said she knows what breeding is, that she's grown up with cows. So when she tells you that this is a vision for the future, indeed, it's going to be a vision for the future. You got to take it from her. Still within time. So once you scan the QR code, I gotta keep on emphasizing that, it's going to land you on a page like this. Where for those who want to contribute, we thank you very much. There's an account number already. The pay bill number is 891300 and the account number is GG66058. That's once you scan it. And once you open it up, then you want to see exactly what the entire project is about. Good. Our next speaker then is Reverend David Kenya, who's Director World Service International. Let me call him, come on stage so he can have his good. I've been informed by my timekeeper that the Reverend is going to take 11 minutes exactly, and we time it now. Guess what? He is the sixth speaker. He gets his 6. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 6. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Let's also appreciate our MC. He's doing a good job. Thank you so much. Well, my name's Reverend David Kang'ethe. I run an organization very close to where our fourth speaker comes from. I actually supply water to that village, in Edwata village in Kajiado through WorldServe. I'm based in a town called Kisanju. That's where we run our organization, focusing mainly on supporting communities to have clean water and supporting girls in school. We run a factory that produces biodegradable sanitary pads. We are doing that in 24 counties. Currently supporting about 20,000 girls in schools. And Martin approached me about, I think it was 3 years ago when you were seeking ideas and information about this hub. We've been friends since then. He was also in school with my son. So I'm very, very happy to see what's happening here and the powerful, powerful vision that you have casted. That's what the Bible says in Habakkuk 2. Cast your vision on tablets so that even people running around can see what it is that you want to do. And I want to congratulate Martin together with his team and the wife for the great work that you are doing. I was asked to speak into the whole aspect of CSOs in general, civil societies in general, and how civil societies can contribute to promoting development and self-reliance at the grassroots level, which is exactly what Martin and the team are endeavoring to do. And when I came in, there was a young man helping me to secure parking. And we talked a bit, and I gathered that he was quite interested in understanding the sector. And you therefore allow me to go a bit into the history of civil society, and then we'll look at how this project here and other civil societies, some of whom are here and others working out there, can contribute to making our country and for Martin and the team, Africa better. So civil society is a concept that started way back in the 1800s, way back in Greece, where early thinkers began to explore the idea of social sphere distinct from the state. And this notion evolved significantly in the 18th century, and it was influenced mainly by political theorists such as Thomas Paine, who was a Greek, and it has continued to evolve even in our days. In the 1990s, there was marked interest in civil society, driven mainly by global democratic trends and the need to address growing gaps in social services caused by structural adjustment and reforms that were taking place in developing countries. Today, as we speak here, civil society is basically defined by social interactions that operate between households, like where our sister is coming from, and the state. And they are characterized mainly by norms such as trust. And I believe that's why we are all here, those who are friends of Martin, driven by trust, driven by the need for collaboration, networking, and just partnering together so that we have greater synergy in the kind of work that we do as civil societies. It encompasses a diverse range of formal and informal organizations through which citizens pursue common interests and address common issues. Successful civil societies are marked by their ability to do things differently. And they are also marked by their ability to address real community needs and to consult with the communities that are basically affected by the things that we are trying to address. Civil societies in general are a crucial component of the broader civil society framework. They include NGOs, they include grassroots bodies like the ones that are represented here. They include advocacy groups, they include charities, foundations, professional associations, and also think tanks. Looking at what is happening currently, especially in our space, civil societies fulfill 3 key areas. One of them is in participating in the design and development of strategies that can meet the needs of our communities. And that's exactly what Martin and the team here are doing. Civil societies also provide essential services, and that includes what we are doing. For example, in Kajiado, providing water, providing education, providing health services. That's a key role for civil societies. But civil society organizations also act as watchdogs that ensure governments are held into account. Their involvement is critical for achieving especially the global development goals, and by fostering transparency, accountability, and also economically engaging communities and helping in improving governance. Despite the growing influence of civil society and particularly NGOs, they face quite a number of challenges. And I am sure Martin, having operated for 7 years, there are quite a number of challenges you have had to overcome. And I want to encourage those of us who are there to continue doing the same. Sometimes the path is not clear, but as civil societies, we don't just have to go where there is a path. Sometimes it's good to go where there is no path and then create one that other people can actually follow. So in terms of growth, how civil societies grow, we have seen a recent increase in number of civil societies, particularly those operating in Kenya. I was seated there just looking at the sector report that was sent out by the NGO Coordination Board. They recently released the PBO Act was enacted recently, and yesterday I got a copy of the sector report for the year 2022 and 2023. And we've really grown as civil society organizations. I was looking at the funding that was involved in the last 2 years. It's about 140 Kenya billions, and that's a lot of money getting into the economy. And therefore, you can see the important role that different NGOs and civil societies are playing in our country. And probably that's something that we'll talk about later during the discussions. So we have really grown as a sector, and it's good to even see that in the last, for example, 1 year, an additional close to 12 NGOs have been registered by the NGO board. But challenges are there as we continue to grow. There are also those that are getting deregistered. I've seen about 5 that were deregistered in the season. And it's because of different challenges, mainly most of them being issues to do with the funding, running out of funding. And I pray that, Martin, that does not happen to you, that this vision will grow, it will find favor with our donors, and that you will receive the necessary support that you need to be able to achieve your funding is critical. It's a critical component of growth, with successful CSOs then being able to diversify their revenue streams, and that happens through getting different grants, and that's my prayer for this project. It happens by getting donations, and also happens by partnering with other like-minded organizations, and Martin is very good in reaching out. I believe this will help you to grow. It also happens by involving different stakeholders, like what you are doing here, bringing different players together, working with governments, and also reaching out to the private sector as well as international organizations. This kind of collaborations do not only provide financial resources, but they also expand an organization's outreach and also enhance your impact. Networking with other organizations, both locally and globally, will allow your organization, for example, and even other organizations to attract greater funding and also to have a greater impact in the projects that we are doing. A supportive legal and institutional framework is important for the growth of this sector, and I'm glad that the PBO Act has been enacted, which comes with quite a number of provisions that will make the environment conducive for most of the players in the sector. And I'm saying this hoping that the implementers, and particularly the regulating authorities, will play the game the way it's supposed to be, and not use probably enforcement requirements as inhibitions for preventing the sector to grow. It's important to maintain a strong reputation as an organization, and I believe you will be able to do that, Martin, and also those of us who are here. We need to walk the talk. If we are growing, we are going to grow and have an impact in the community. We have to demonstrate transparency, not just talk about it, but to be seen to be transparent, to be seen as organizations that are run with accountability and also credibility. We have to be effective in our communication of what we are doing in order for other people to understand the sector well. And we have also to work very, very closely with other stakeholders, ensuring long-term support and sustainability of the things that we are doing out there. This combination of factors is what will enable the civil society to grow, and particularly also hold a hand other organizations that are smaller than ourselves. And this is the whole idea of localization, with bigger NGOs and civil society being able to hold smaller ones and work together with them. In summary, because of time, then I will look at different ways in which we can engage in community development and help spur development in the different areas we are working, and particularly Kajiado, where, Martin, you are focusing on. I think one of the key areas we can do as CSOs is influence policy by doing policy analysis and advocacy. As civil society organizations, we can be instrumental in shaping policies, and that includes the development of our county development plans. We have to be involved when those are being developed by the counties, and influence by making sure that the community needs are being highlighted, not programs just being done to meet the needs of a certain group, but they have to be development plans that are going to address the real community needs. One other thing I think which is key that we can do as civil societies is to enhance the monitoring of programs, because a lot of things are being done out there and started, but there's no proper monitoring. And I believe CSOs can monitor the performance not just of the state institutions, but also public officials tracking policy implementation, and also assessing the effectiveness of the programs that we are doing out there. And this kind of oversight will ensure that public resources are used efficiently and that government actions align with the democratic principles and also the needs of the community. I believe there's a third thing that we can do, which is basically building social capital. And when I talk about social capital, I'm talking about CSOs fostering community engagement and civic participation, strengthening social networks, and also promoting mutual trust. I believe CSOs, through various programs, are able to enhance community resilience and reliance, and also enable citizens of the areas where we are working to articulate their values and engage in development. The fourth thing that I think is critical for us as civil societies is mobilizing communities. And by organizing grassroots movements, including small movements like the chamas and all that, we should be able to empower them and to empower vulnerable and marginalized groups so that they can also participate, particularly in decision making. I believe that's a key one, that sometimes we leave stakeholders behind who could help us in key decision making. Participating in development work is critical for all of us, and I thank God that we will have an opportunity, Martin, to work together in Kajiado and to spur development in that part of the county. And I believe CSOs engaging directly in development work can empower community, can influence the well-being of the communities in areas of health, in areas of education, areas of economic development in general, and provision of social services, like the water tracking services that we are providing in Eduata village. I believe we can provide training and also provide resources and support for the communities. The sixth thing that I think is critical for us to do as a sector is improving local business climate. We can do that by contributing to the economic development of an area by maintaining infrastructure, increasing access, for example, to water, which is something that we are doing. And I believe we already are in discussion with Martin about how we can do that in this particular area you are focusing on. Improving sanitation, advocating for better policies and governance, and also promoting investments and the information flow from these areas. I believe the other thing that we can do is to encourage new enterprises and also new players to come into the field. We may not address everything, but with the new players coming in, we should be able to support, for example, microfinancing and small business projects by offering just advice and also providing training, encouraging entrepreneurship, and most importantly, linkage. Because some of us have access to facilities and donors that can support some of these initiatives at the grassroots level. I believe we can also deliver social services, and that includes services like what I talked about, health, welfare, focusing on integrating low-income or marginalized groups into the services provision. We can also offer training and capacity building by including, in bringing, for example, in place vocational trainings and entrepreneurship trainings that can help the communities to address their basic needs and also be able to run. The last thing I would like to focus on is provision of relief and rehabilitation. Some of these communities where CSOs are working are affected by climate change and different situations. We experienced 6 months of drought in this area that you're going to be working. And I think provision of relief and also helping in rehabilitation, particularly of the many infrastructure that were established before and are not running. I believe that is a critical thing that civil societies and NGOs in general can do. So in summary then, we have a pivotal role to play in development and self-reliance, and we can do that through policy and advocacy, ensuring that we have better implementation through monitoring of what is happening on the ground, social capital building, mobilizing communities, and offering direct support to the communities. And by doing this, we can significantly play a role in improving the lives of our people. So I'd like to stop it there for now and say that you are in the right direction. And my prayer is that God is going to bless this organization. I'm very, very happy you are coming to Kajiado. As a person who has been there for the last 4 years, I welcome you, and let's join hands in supporting the people of the area. God bless you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Reverend, you got to come back. It's a process. All right? Come back. It's a process. Did your son tell you anything about Martin? You know, they went to school together. You can inform. Even the wife is seated here. Any secret that she doesn't know about Martin?
I'll tell you about what my son told me about Martin when the wife walks out.
Martin, my M-Pesa number, you have it. So you know exactly what to do. So it takes 7. All right? This time around, we change it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1.
So as of this,
our next was 11 minutes exactly as well on stage. That's gotta be one
again for another 1 year. So
United People Global. Yvonne, your 11 minutes begin right now. Still going on as we wait for her to come on stage. Once you've scanned the QR code, if you get to this page right here, then you're quite welcome to go in and start contributing as well. Thank you very much, Yvonne. Your time is now.
Thank you so much. Greetings, everyone. I am so honored to stand before you.
Again for another 1 year. So at the end of this, we have more than 200 households within the project. And looking at the impact, we trained 200 farmers on food safety and food security. That's still because of the goodwill and the innovation and the different projects that we have. So this shows that there is always
benefit, like it is sustainable, whereby we are taking care of today's needs, but we are not affecting the needs of people who are going to be there tomorrow. And why am I saying that it is sustainable? It is sustainable because and after making this impact, these people can go ahead and these skills are even transferable. So I take this opportunity to appreciate Martin so much for having such a wonderful idea and for making sure that it has come to realization. Also today, I'd also like to say I was a sustainability leader and is a sustainability leader at the United People Global. That is the organization I work for. So what do? We create impact because we have something for the youth that is between 18 to 35 years old. We do trainings on sustainability leadership for 9 weeks. And then after doing this, we normally tell them how to make a project. And we discuss all the phases, how to implement. And they come up with an idea. So it's not just that. They normally have a 1 week physical training that normally happens in USA. That is the Hurricane Island he talked about. So after the training, the leaders are selected. They go for the 1 week, a physical training there, and then they come back and they create impact in their communities. So I'm very happy and I'm very proud of Martin and what he has done so far. And why do we need to support the youth? We need to support the youth because they're the future of tomorrow. They have tomorrow in their hands. When we look at this project, it is a shining example that the youths have taken a bold step and they want to change how things are done. The youths want to create sustainable communities. The youths want to change their planet. They want to see it differently. And it is Africa's most sustainable village. This one means that it is regional. Africa is a region. So we can create change, but youths can create more change. This is a reason why we are supposed to support our youths. And we are supposed to move it forward. And honestly, it's important Because change do not happen in isolation. That is why all of us are to support this project. And we are here to make it go forward, not just to see the light up to this level, but to make it move forward as a people, because Martin cannot do it alone. He has the skills and everything, but he needs us. We need to collaborate so that we create a sense of community. Community, because there are very many people who are going to benefit from this. When you talk about Kajiado, we've talked about communities that are marginalized.
Like when Konza was born, you're able to see there is a lot of people who are benefiting from the Konza Technopolis. So we believe that even with Endwata, it's not only you people who are going to benefit, also the community. There is some people who are going to be selling sukuma as much as you have your own land. Some people will be doing Airbnb. Some people will be benefiting indirectly from what you're doing. So, and I'm being told I have 2 minutes. Yesterday I was sitting with my friend, and he gave me a very good quote that I want to read. So this is what I had planned to talk today, but I didn't talk about anything here. So as we reflect in the importance of grassroots innovation hubs, I am reminded of a valuable lesson that shared from a friend. So just try not to laugh. So never depend on the patient's porridge for survival, because when the patient gets well, you die. When the patient dies, you also die. So just make sure that you are not depending on the patient. Yeah? Usitegemee ujia mgonjwa. Kwa sababu mgonjwa akipona unakufa. Akikufa pia unakufa. So thank you very much.
Savio, you gotta wait. They're breaking the rules. Savio, you gotta come back. We got a proposal. You're the 9th speaker, so you take 9. All right? So we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Thank you very much. I've got a proposal. Savio, maybe guys who don't put on suits like running away from stages. I've got a proposal. You see that coffee that you want to buy Martin, he had coffee this morning. Could you please top it up? You top it up. It's going to be okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Still scaling our guest speakers list. I started a story on professors, and I'm going to make it quite direct. So for a boy who grew up in the village without electricity, I only saw my father as the strongest man around until I came to the city. One man walked right in front of my father, and my father stood up. He greeted him with his 2 hands. And that's the very first time I heard my father call somebody, "Yes, sir. I will do it." I said, "Who's this man?" Remember, for a young man who grew up in the village without electricity, without internet, without a train of education procedures, I hated this man. So later on, I came to ask my father, "Who's this guy that you're calling, 'Yes, sir'? I will call you. You'll have it delivered." My father turns around and tells me, "This guy is my university professor. If I don't greet him like that, I do not think I'm going to graduate, because he is my teacher." From there onwards, I had a love-hate relationship with professors. In fact, I said, I want to be a professor. My journey to becoming a professor is still going on. And maybe I'd like to make my enemy's father call me sir. So I'm still looking for my enemy to date. So ladies and gentlemen, let me call a professor on stage. His name, Professor Maina Mwangi, who is the Director, Innovations, Incubation, and University Industry Linkages. Prof.
All right, thank you very much. I hope it won't be. I have a speech, a small speech written, but I wish I had a big personal story to tell, because I feel like here was more about telling our personal stories. But let me start by really, from sincerely my heart, to congratulate you, Martin, and the team at EmpServe for daring to have a big vision. The people I work with know I admire people who think big, outside of a small boxes. Hairy, in strategic planning, we say big, hairy, audacious, things which are beyond our reach. I'm really happy to be here today. I thank you. And I thank your wife. And I thank you for remembering her, because behind every big thing there has got to be, a great lady there. So I thank you all here on this day as you launch the master plan for the social innovation eco-village. And I'm really happy to be here. And ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed, I was asked to talk on the role of research and innovation in driving grassroots economies and youth participation. I think you have a very interesting master of ceremony. I really would like to continue a discussion after this meeting with you. I should start by saying my background is in research. I am a researcher. I am a biologist by training, and I work with communities of farmers. So, and presently I manage the Innovation Incubation Center. I work with young people. I am really touched to hear the kind of, first of all, build the vision, the people who have been touched by the work that has been done here. It is really great. I work with young people, and sometimes we talk about mobilizing resources, contribution, so that we can support young people to be able to stand on their feet. Sometimes it's a little money. It's $100, $200 that makes a young person realize their vision so that they're able to support another one. I understand very well the person who was here saying, Martin may be without fuel. So as you send here, you can also send him something to buy coffee. So please, Martin, add your M-Pesa number here. We will also be happy to add on to that. So I want to thank you. We have an opportunity and a challenge as I see it. And I appreciate that what is being proposed here is really focused on solving our problem. We have a big and growing number of youth. If you didn't know, and I hope this statistic is correct, 29% of Kenyans are youth. A whole 13 million of them. 13 million young people. A lot of them are unemployed. Very many are underemployed. We see them every day where we are. They are doing things that they are not trained to do. They are doing things that they are not even happy to do, and they are not even being paid enough to do it. There is very little innovation happening around us. I don't know whether you see a lot of this Me Too culture. Me Too is, I see you open an M-Pesa shop. You have a couple of customers. Next tomorrow I come and open one. And we need to move our people from there. This copycat mentality is what this wants to get us away from. Young people have ideas. They just need to be empowered, everyone, to create their own opportunity. So we have a huge opportunity to innovate. Why? Because we also have a huge inventory of challenges around us. Climate change, health issues. We just came from COVID. Now it is Mpox. And I'm sure wherever we are, there are issues that keep us awake. Food insecurity, energy. The MC talks a lot about electricity. I also grew up in an area without electricity. A story for another day. Another social issues, corruption and greed in society. And I don't know whether we can innovate against corruption. Maybe there is something we could do about it. The cost of living and taxation, who has an innovation about it? I'm sure there would be some opportunity there. And frustration and anger among the populace. Sometimes you look at Kenyans around. The ones here are very happy since the dance. I'm seeing the mood has changed. But there are many people who are frustrated and not really happy. And all these things need us to think, what do we do so that we can get ourselves out of the crisis facing our communities? But what did Albert Einstein say? That in the midst of every crisis lies a great opportunity. And I think that's where EmpServe is fitting in here. So as I said, I'm from research. And I want to speak to this because I saw one of the things they want to support here is research and innovation. We have used, our institution have used a top-down approach to research. I come from KU, I come to Kajiado, I ask the people, what are your problems? Put it in a notebook, I go back to KU, try to create a solution, then I come back to Kajiado to impose a solution on them. EmpServe is proposing to tilt this around and have the research done from the ground upwards, but the real bottom up. And have you heard about bottom up out there? This is the real one now. Getting solutions from the ground up. The people who live where the challenge is, creating the solutions that fit what they need. And this is the genius of this, what is being proposed here. Why wouldn't we support this kind of an initiative? We need to rethink how we are supporting research and innovation, and enabling homegrown solutions that respond to local situations, local interests, local values. I heard one of the speakers talk about the culture, the Ma community, and their interest and some of the things they are doing. We need our solutions to fit within the local context, isn't it? To respect, because they also have a knowledge and things they are interested in. Why grassroots innovations? I would like to help us to answer that question, because they are more relevant than top-down research, because they are developed where the challenges are. They are led by people who live closest to the problem. They didn't say they will be importing people from somewhere to go and live in this village. Everybody is saying this is to serve the community around there. Very, very important. It creates spontaneous, effective, and sustainable solutions. This is very good. Sustainable solutions. And I want to tell you another thing. I told you there are 13 million young people in Kenya. That number is expected to grow to nearly 17 million next year, 2025. In 2030, it will be 18 million. In 2035, it will be 19 million. We have truly to be creative. We have to be deliberate and intentional on how we find opportunity. These are our people. They are our children. But let me tell you something else. Why we have to be strategic in the way we even position the solutions that we are bringing to the table. These 13 million youth are not distributed evenly across Kenya. 41% are around the Nairobi metropolitan area. Another 37% are in Mombasa. What have I said? 78% of our young people are in two regions, Mombasa and Nairobi. The other 22% in the rest of the country. I hope these statistics are correct. I didn't generate them. I believe the position of the facility which is proposed here is meant to serve not only the Kajiado locality, but also the greater Nairobi metropolitan area. I am telling you, ladies and gentlemen, 41% of our young people are around this Nairobi metropolitan area. And again, it speaks very well to the vision that we have seen here. We have, as I have said, we have to be deliberate and intentional on how we create these ecosystems. My challenge to you, the EmpServe team and Director Martin, start thinking how you will, and I do see we have a good distribution of actors in this ecosystem. Start now, we know how this looks like. We have even seen the budget. We will raise the money. I have no doubt the money will be raised. Start thinking how you take this model now to the 37% who are in Mombasa and working with the others to grow this thing. I really wish to conclude my very brief talk here to say there are three things. I said I come from a university, from these huge public institutions, and I said I work with young people, and I know the power, what can arise when young people are given opportunity and support. In the last 10 years of existence from the Chandaria Innovation Center, about 60 companies have been born. Come out of it, they are growing. Some of them, I will tell you, we have some companies with now a turnover of 1 billion. 1 billion, they are here, born from there. So some of our alumni, when you talk about a business turnover in that league of several hundred millions, they could easily employ me, and fit me somewhere in there. I want to say there are three things we need to figure out how to work so that we can support this vision. Because the grassroots innovations tend to be early stage. There is always a high risk of failure. They struggle. The ideas are not tested yet. They need support without giving up. Steadfast support without giving up. It is very important that these institutions are connected to the resources. the ecosystem that larger institutions are able to access. Those that Savio said are around in Nairobi, you know, they have some visibility. We can already talk about the impact we are achieving. There's one other thing of interest to me, in particular, the solutions that are going to be developed at Enduata, such a nice name, could also apply elsewhere. But there is also another thing about these grassroots innovations. They tend to fit, there is a risk they remain contained in Enduata, isn't it? They are developed in Enduata, for Enduata, by Enduata. I would like to hear what is going to be the pathway for also getting out from Enduata, the good that is created there, to reach out and benefit these other communities that are in other areas. And the third, maybe small, I don't know whether it's a small thing, because these grassroots innovations tend to be open source. You know, they utilize the collective knowledge of the society. Everybody around there comes, chips in their ideas. I do not know whether you are putting in place a mechanism to also secure that intellectual input that goes into creating these products, you know, the innovations that builds these enterprises. Who will safeguard it? How is it going to be protected so that we don't hear you have these good things coming from there and they are owned by people in other countries away from us? My last statement, whether we do it top down or bottom up, I really firmly believe that research and innovation remains critical for turning whatever challenges we have into opportunities. Here we have a good thing going. Let us give it all our support. We are behind you. Let me tell you, when I first heard about this thing, it was from Germans, not even from Kenyans. I can tell you people know about it and you get support. We'll plug you wherever we are into our networks, into our connections to get it to succeed, and we'll do the best we can. I know everyone came here with ideas and you have plans and everything. My last word to say is synergy. When we work together, is always better than my way or your way. I thank you for listening to me.
All right. There is Prof. Same way. You got to receive your 10. Here we go. All right, here we go. Just before she goes. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Thank you very much. Wow. Only one just left in our keynote speakers. And remember, we're still going to come back to the tables that are within this building today. We got to know every other partner who's been with us here today. Because the thing that Martin is well aware of is for the fact of you walking through that door today, to spend your 4-5 hours with us today, it means you are a bona fide partner of Enduata. Keynote speeches, and you could hear the professors, and I knew it was going to go that direction. Is asking, is it just going to be Enduata and that's it? You know, professors hate quotes, and I told you I was going to hate one. He said, this thing created for the people of Enduata, by the people of Enduata, for the people of Enduata. Wow. To them, information, ability, success needs to be shared for every other person. And I think if that is a mindset, then Enduata to the world then should change like that. Good. Finally then, our guest speaker this afternoon from your program, we gotta make it right, was supposed to be engineer John Tanui, was the PS, State Department of ICT and Digital Economy. Well, unfortunately, he could not be here by himself. But from the office, he is sent a capable representative. And right here in the building, we do have the director, ICT, e-commerce, and entrepreneurship. So the right-hand people for the PS. They're the ones who tell the PS, what are you going to tell the ministry? In what direction is the ministry headed? Especially when it comes to issues entrepreneurship and ICT. These are the people who feed the CS and the PS. I would rather those people speak to us than the men who are told what to say. So, in one way or another, It is such a blessing in disguise. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, our partners, I should change that, of Enduata, let me introduce to you Esther Kagunya, who's the Director ICT, E-commerce and Entrepreneurship, State Department.
Invited guests, partners, friends, the board of directors of EmpServe, and the executive director, workers, community members, and friends. Good afternoon. My name is Esther Kagunya. As I have really been flowered in the introduction, it's by the grace of God that I'm standing before you as director. And yeah, you're right, MC. In government, we work under a delegated authority. As I stand here, I'm standing on behalf of my PS, Engineer John Tanui. And of course, after John Tanui, there is my immediate boss, Madam Mary Kerema, ICT Secretary, E-Government, and Digital Economy. We are well mentored in government. You don't just start your own things. So what I speak here is on behalf of my PS. And I would like to start by apologizing because I'm a bit feeling harassed and pressured to move very fast. And I have told Martin I kept my promise. By 10 exactly, I was here. And I was supposed to have left by 11:30 because there is something else goes on. But I had to say I was sent by my peers and I have to wait. But I'm really feeling pressured. Sorry about that. And I would like to tell you, fellow Kenyans, ile gava ya kuacha koti, it's no longer there. Oh. The pressure is real. And we have been told this digital economy, it has to work. And so even when I'm here, there's other things also are waiting for me because this digital economy, it has to work. And for you to know, it is not just by talking. When the new government came, we were very lean in the Ministry of ICT and the Digital Economy. We had only one director. And in the MDAs where we have other ICT officers representing the ministry, they were retiring at, the seniorest was deputy director. Then when our peers came in and said, no, we have been expanded our mandate. And the way I've said, government is organized. The mandate was expanded through the Executive Order 1 of 2023. And the ministry was given a new name, Ministry of ICT and the Digital Economy. That the digital economy facilitated the ministry to sit, the senior management, and to review the structure of the ministry. And with that, that is why even my post, where I occupy right now, by the grace of God, came in. So now we have the ICT, under the PS, we have 3 ICT secretaries to make sure that digital economy works. That is, we have the ICT secretary, infrastructure, to make sure. When we say, I saw there is last mile people. In government now there is last mile connectivity. It should go up to that village level. Then we have ICT secretary, cyber security and audit. In issues of cyber hygiene, he's supposed to take that mandate and ensure that our country in the digital space is secure. Now, in the directorate now where I come from, under Madam Mary, it is called Directorate of E-Government and the Digital Economy, headed by Madam Mary, ICT Secretary. Under that, we have 5 divisions. To ensure that this digital economy works, we have a
director who is in charge of e-government. You have seen that we are onboarding the e-services onto the e-citizen platform. I know we have some issues here and there, but we are still working on improvement. But I would like to tell you, imagine, Gava Mzima, within 1 year, it is online. It's a milestone, although we are saying there are still some teething problems. We have another director in charge of software development and digital services. He's supposed to package Kenya as a destination hub for talent in software development. We have another director. We are talking about the sovereignty and integrity of data of this country. Because as we get to this digital transformation, one of the issues that are very critical and needs serious support is on ensuring that personal data is secured. And therefore, we have a director in charge of data management. Under that also, again, we are talking of, as a country, we are keen on researching and making sure we support innovators and accelerate innovation so that we have job creation and wealth creation. And with that, we have a director in charge of that. And now I came in to ensure that I support the private sector, the institutions, whether private or government, working closely with the banks, that we ensure that e-commerce and entrepreneurship take shape in this country. And in this case, when we talk of entrepreneurship, as a ministry, we are focusing more on digital entrepreneurship. Because as you are aware, there is a Ministry of Trade that is also very key in this. So with that short, brief history about the ministry, I would like to say that to ensure that I don't deviate too much and so that we save on time, allow me to read a few remarks as we head towards the bigger agenda of today. And thank you so much, Martin, for inviting government to be part and parcel of this. We are so grateful and honored. And we are saying we are ready as government to work together and to be held accountable. What is our contribution? If the private sector, if the NGOs are working closely with us, what is our contribution in this? And I know already for the SIEVE project, we know there is some issues that we are supposed to come in very strongly, and one of it is infrastructure, ensuring there is connectivity, and we'll see to that we work very closely. So with that, allow me to read, to bring into context, as we talk of this SIEVE. Martin, you know SIEVE has another meaning in English, Tunachunga, and we are ready to participate in this to ensure we get the finest in Kajiado County. This social innovation eco-village at Kajiado. And we are saying today, Kenya stands at a critical juncture where we have the rapid technological advancements and which are reshaping the world, while local communities face challenges like unemployment, climate change, and limited access to essential services. And thus, SIEVE is important. Another one is that at the same time, we are blessed with an abundance of talent and untapped potential in our youth, particularly at the grassroots level. What we need is a space for that potential to grow, evolve, and make meaningful impact, thus SIEVE. And then, this is the driving purpose that SIEVE has been established, in which we are supporting its mission as a government in digital skilling, innovation, and creating of jobs that will bring transformation in this country. And I would like to mention about the digital skills. If you check with the government master plan, digital master plan of 2022, that is supposed to take 10-year span, one of the killers is digital skilling, and we are appreciating that we are living in the digital age. Access to and mastery of digital tools is no longer a luxury, it's a necessity. Through SIEVE, the youth and individuals will be empowered with the digital skills, preparing them to participate in the global economy, secure jobs, and start businesses. This is an area the government is very key, and we are happy that SIEVE has that part, and that EmpServe are going to work together with the government to expand this. You'll notice that even as we embrace this digital transformation, skilling is one of the key issues that we cannot ignore. And we are saying there is a community that needs skilling at that basic level. We have the public servants. We have, in general, the citizens of this country. When we say that land is online, I mean the search for land is online, are we sure that that lady in the village can be able to access and search for her land at this juncture? So we are saying when EmpServe comes in and launches such a good initiative, we are very grateful to partner to ensure that we accelerate this skilling. And there is also the part of social innovation, and we are saying grassroots communities often have the most intimate understanding of the challenges they face, and that is why we have Madam Priscilla here. And they are best positioned to create solutions. SIEVE will nurture social innovation, enabling local people to devise innovative responses to issues like education, healthcare, climate change, and economic inequality. And we are happy, Madam Priscilla, that you started this early and we are joining. I hope you are not late enough. And we are saying we are ready to work together with the local communities. Then we have the empowerment through collaboration. And we have, even my previous speakers, we are all acknowledging that for SIEVE to take shape, there is need for collaborations. We bringing together local talent, international partners, government agencies where I come from, and private sector organizations. And by working together, we can create lasting change that benefits all. So, as government, we are saying, Martin, and remember even when you invited us, I told you, you have committed yourself in this master plan by 7 years, that is from 2023 to 2030, that we are going to have SIEVE taking shape. And what we are saying, by that, those 7 years, najua gava siku hizi kuna kusalamiwa. And you see I have come here to take charge. And on behalf of the government, we don't want kusalamiwa. We want whatever we have committed ourselves to, just like Pastor challenged us, it comes up to fruition. And because even I've noticed, majority of us here, not majority, yeah, all of us, there is none here who doesn't believe in God, that we are anchoring this. Even we started very well, by the way. We were read the word of God, and therefore we are anchoring this. So we have faith that with all of us playing our parts, that after 7 years, that SIEVE will become a model of success, replicated across Kenya. Professor Metuambia, we should not only be in Kajiado. We should see, after this succeeds, can we replicate it across Kenya and beyond? And we are saying we are ready to support the vision. we are not shying away from the vision that it can go up to Africa. And let's see this come to completion. And therefore, because I don't want to really take the time of all of us, we have been here for quite some time, I'm calling to action all of us. I'm calling all of us to action. Those who are present here, and I know there are others who are online, that whether you are from the public or private sector, civil society, or the local community, this is your project. All of us. We invite you together with SIEVE. Now, when I say we, the government, together with SIEVE, we have taken the challenge and we are not fearing, and we are saying we are ready to partner with EmpServe to make sure that SIEVE takes shape. And therefore, we invite you to be part of this journey, to invest in the future, and to collaborate in creating a Kenya where talent is nurtured, innovation is accelerated, and no one is left behind. And with this, I conclude. Together, let's make SIEVE a beacon of hope, innovation, and opportunity. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Guess what? Clap ni kama wana clap ya gava. She is the 11th speaker today. And with that, we have to give her 11, isn't it? Na zikuwe zile mzito, they have to be heavy because they are representing the entire ICT department. All right? Good. And with that, my mic goes down. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Hiyo moja, the extra one is for her to carry over and take to the pier. All right? Good. Here we go. Let's warm it up. All right? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. No, they broke it. We gotta do it again. It's the pattern, isn't it? All right, let's go. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 2, and then 1, but plus 1 for the PS, isn't it? All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 1. That's for the PS. And you're not gonna step away because now, since the government is here, and they've said they would like to walk with us the journey, we're going to see the official ceremony then of us laying down this master plan together. So, Madam Grace, if you can, I would like you to stand here for me. All right, at this point then, just right there, help me with your microphone. Thank you very much. At this point, I would like to introduce back to the stage our keynote speakers. I will start with Priscilla. If you can, please make your way to the stage. Also, to join her on stage, we do have Selina Nkoile. All right. We also do have Reverend David Kanyetha. Please make your way to the stage. Also joining them, we do have Yvonne Odhiambo. We do have Savio Wambogo. Professor Maina Mwangi. All right. Please, with Martin as well, make your way to the stage. We also do have Kajiado County representatives. If you can, make your way to the stage as well. And we're going to form a line. That's it. Pastor Willie, if you can, please make your way to the stage as well. All right. I would want us to flank government ikwe katikati jameni with Martin. All right, just right here. Please make your way here. Good. So what we're going to do is form 2 lines that are essentially flanking our plaque here. Please, Yvonne and Priscilla, please. Kiva, this side. Thank you very much. As we face this particular stage here. Thank you very much. Gentlemen, let's balance it. I need you this side as well. Yes, yes, right here, Reverend. Good. Martin, please, this side. Just here at the center. Yes, it's just right here. Please move for me up to here. Martin, as well, move all the way to this point. So the rest of us then will flank them up to this point. Good. One step in front again. Thank you very much. Good. Good. Whew. At this point then, I have to check myself out because this is a representation of whatever it is that we've been working on throughout the day up to this point. A lot of speakers have spoken today about what the vision, the mission, the goal is, what we aspire to see. Behind there, ladies and gentlemen, and I was told to stop calling you ladies and gentlemen, our fellow partners, is our master plan, our journey to realizing that 2030 vision. At this point then, I would like the official handshake then. Does it? At this point as well, let me have the board members for EmpServe also join us on stage to mark this particular occasion. Yes, the board members for EmpServe, please make your way. Thank you very much. All right, make the line. Thank you very much. Good. Here we go. So what we're going to do, it's quite easy. It's a chain. Najua government siku hizi ipendangi kusalimiwa, lakini leo tawasalimia by force. It's so symbolical, isn't it? It's a chain. So what we've done here today as partners is that we put our hands together to make this a ceremony. All right? So from where we are standing, starting from the board members, I want you to form a chain all the way up to the last person on your line. At this point, the reference point is Martin, the government. All right? Okay? So, with one hand, please, form a chain. I want you to hold. Yes, hold. That's it. Hold. That's it. Hold. Let's form a chain. Beautiful chain. Beautiful chain. Good. Up to that point. The only person who breaks this chain is the person who are essentially going to be helping us pull those two curtains, isn't it? Thank you very much. So what we're symbolizing is that it's not just the government or Martin or EmpServe who introduce us to SIEVE. It is the rest of us who are part and parcel of this particular ceremony. So what I want, just right here, this chain, just here, hold it here. Good. That's it. Hold them. Good. So when Martin goes in to pull it, you're essentially helping him pull it back, okay? So when the government pulls this side, you're helping the government pull it back, okay? Watiseme wao ndio pekee walifungwa, si ndio? Here we go. DJ, are you ready? Good. Give us the background then. All right. Thank you very much. And we're gonna count down. Good. So we're gonna be counting down all the way from 5 to 1. The moment we get to 1, we're all gonna shout to Enduata. Okay? Thank you very much. Here we go. Let me be part of the partners behind here so that we can do this together. Good. Here we go. So when we get to 1, we say to Enduata. Okay? That's the cue. Okay? Here we go. All right. The chain is ready? Good. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To Enduata. Let's open it. Pull on the chain. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. The master plan officially on social innovation. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I would like for you to remain just like that so we can take proper pictures of this particular event. All right, photographer, are you ready? Are you good? All right. You have your 1 minute. Let's keep on celebrating the moment. DJ, do not cut it. All right. Keep us in the motion. Thank you very much. Social innovation, eco-village, Enduata, SIEVE, the master plan for 2023-2030. Witnessed by the government, EmpServe, and all the partners right here at the Cool Breeze Gardens. Thank you very much. At this point, Martin, could you please shake your hands? Thank you very much. Every other person get an opportunity to shake hands with the government. Thank you very much. Reverend, your turn. Thank you very much. Priscilla, your turn. Good. Good. Government, turn around. Let's shake hands on it. Thank Thank you very much. We do appreciate your presence. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please remain at the stage. Kindly remain at the stage. Remain at the stage. Thank you very much. Good. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good. Good. Thank you very much. Good. Thank you very much. So guess what? We've done the pictures. Isn't it?
Nimejaribu mafuta na sabuni nyingi. Hazikusaidia.
Wow, DJ. Mafuta gani umejaribu? Si tuko mafuta ya Nduata. All right, thank you very much. Now, officially then, I would like us to retain the chain. Please come back because we're just about to step off the stage. Then Martin, officially now for the official picture. Hopefully our photographer is ready. Can you please kindly open the master plan and let's see it being presented to you. Thank you very much. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. One final picture. One final picture. Thank you very much. Good. Let our chain please form. All of us looking at this particular event. Good. Thank you very much. So there is one final thing that I would like to do as we are taking pictures. I'm getting informed that EmpServe indeed had a particular present for our chief guest. It's a good thing that we are still here taking the pictures. So at this particular point then, we're going to see the gift that we had prepared for our guest was the PS. Is going to receive it. And we said we have to present it in one way or another. At this particular point then, I would like, Martin, do you have it? Good. Here we go. Final picture. So that when we can have that present taken back to the office. Again, one final picture. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good. At this point, I'd like Martin to be handed a microphone so that he can have, Martin, you only have a minute, have one final vote of thanks for our chief guest as they go back with a present that has been that is going to be presented to us or to them by EmpServe. Martin, take over.
All right. Thank you so much. It's quite overwhelming for me, and yeah, I think I will pass it over to one of my board members. But first, I would like to pass a great appreciation first to all of us, and also greatly first to God for having given us such a mind first to think, and also to grace us through the journey that is just starting. It's just like imagine what it's like. We just being popped and we're doing a marathon. So it just feels like we're just starting, and such cheers, quite overwhelming. And thank you so much for each one of us. Thank you to our guests for the moment. We have a moment to talk about the next steps. I think this is just because of the government they'll be leaving, but just to pass our appreciation specifically to the ministry, specifically to Esther, who has done a lot of work. I know there is another director. Maybe he needs to come over here. Francis, if you are around, maybe you need to also come around here, because I came to realize that he was my friend. And when they were discussing the master plan at the ministry, so that they see whether they will approve it or not, this gentleman was seated there, and they said, who knows this young man? This looks so ambitious. And so Francis said, I know that, man. It's very, very important for somebody to say they know you. And so that is what happened when they were reviewing the master plan. And the PS needed to say, we have approved it at the ministry. And he's the gentleman who actually said, I know this young man. And what he says, he means it. So thank you so much for coming and being with the government. Of course, we are glad. Pass our appreciation. We are coming. They said we need to do a memorandum. So these two directors here will help us, because government has protocol. They will really help us. But I would really like to give this opportunity to one of my board member who is my supervisor when I'm working, to pass the last message to the PS and the ministry and other partners. I feel that will be gentle enough.
Good afternoon, everyone. This was completely unplanned, and so you pardon me. But on behalf of EmpServe, the board of directors, and on behalf of EmpServe as a community, we just want to thank the ministry deeply for honoring us and being part of this amazing dream. In 2030, we shall meet, and most likely in Kajiado, to celebrate and to just see how this dream has unfolded, and deeply delighted. And we thank the team for all the work that they've put in to get us to this point, and commit and rally all of us to work with us through the next, 2024 is about over. So 5 solid years of turning this plan into reality where we are. But deeply grateful, and thank you for being with us.
All right, thank you very much. At this point then, the gift that is supposed to go to the PS office, please, let's have the gift presented right here, right now in front of our guests before they take a seat. Let's do this. DJ, take us there. Waiting on the DJ, just coming up shortly. And this is a special appreciation presented in Kajiado style, right from within. So this is an indication that we mean right. Presented in Duata style. So when you go back to the office, you tell the PS, we are serious. Should we come knocking? We should open the doors. Down the Kajiado way. This is the EmpServe way. Presenting it all the way from Kajiado to the PS office. You go back and tell the office that we've said hi to Mwasalimia. We'll come back and make this a reality. So Martin, should you go back for that gift? Hopefully they shall remember this particular moment right here. The way that particular present was presented. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's have a photo session for it as well. The Kajiado way, isn't it? In Waterside. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Fantastic presentation. We do appreciate for every effort that has gone into presenting that particular gift. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Beautiful images right there. Like they call it in Duata style, isn't it? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We do appreciate every other aspect that has gone into the presentation of this. At this point then, I will call for our guests to kindly take their seats as we move into the next part of our program this afternoon. Good. We do know that the PS office has a lot of other duties that they like to see into. So now, in any point that you should leave, we are so sure that they are leaving while they are happy. Well, now that we are at the tail end of our presentation, I'd like to introduce then one board member for EmpServe, who's essentially going to take us to the last part of this program, telling us about the resource mobilization under the Social Innovation Eco-Village and Duata SIEVE. the master plan for 2023-2030. Eric, you only have a couple of minutes. To be precise, by the way, I've been told 10 minutes, so that we introduce the rest of the partners in the hall before we break for our lunch. Eric, it is your time.
So thank you. I'm Eric Joroge. I'm a board member at EmpServe and a resource mobilizer or fundraiser by profession. So together with my brother there, George, we had the resource mobilization committee at the board level. I'm happy that, from Martin and all the speakers, they have shared about this big dream of SIEVE, the Social Innovation Eco-Village Edwata. And for such massive project, what do we need? We need resources. And resources, as fundraiser, we know it's quite hard to get all that resources. So we reach out to all donors and people of goodwill. And I'm sure when the MC told you to scan that barcode, it led you to a different page. That's Global Giving page. Is a platform that you are trying to crowdfund from all over the world. Is a global platform. So whatever you are seeing there, our partners in the US, our partners in the UK, they are still seeing the same information. The good thing about the global giving, it gives you all the sources and all the it gives you all the different areas of maybe contributing. You can use your Visa card, and it has been localized. We have our own mchanga. That's our number there, 81300, and account number is there. So anything that you donate will go directly to our kitty, and that will contribute to realizing the project. So why am I here? I'm here to just put more effort and convince you that this is a doable project. We have seen such a project happening, and I'm happy that Martin, our ED, went to the US, and he practically saw that this thing is doable. Hurricane Island, and he saw it. And since now we want to domesticate it, we want to customize it at Edwata, we are reaching out to Kenyans. What you can do is just share that link, the global giving link. Just go to mchanga. I'm sure maybe people are working so that we have a different page at mchanga, because having the pay bill and account number, that is mchanga platform, you have seen what mchanga can do. If you remember during the Gen Z revolution, one of us, Hanifa, did something and she got more than that 1 million Kenya shilling. So Kenyans are generous, and we want to reach out to all those generous Kenyans. I know this youth-oriented center, so it will augur well and it will align well with the Gen Z movement, not movement as such, with that generation. So it's upon us. Just try to contribute anything you can share with your partner, you can share with any donor that you know. Just share. When that information is out there, it will bring something. It will add to our kit. Another thing that you as a partner, you are here we called you or we invited you to be our ambassador. You can be our ambassador, either contributing directly, resource-wise, or in kind. As an eco-village, it needs a lot of input, both cash and in kind. When the architect was saying about the recycling, the circularity of economy, one of the area there is recycling. I'm happy, and I'm sure maybe Martin, you forgot to say this, that everything that will be done there will be eco-friendly. Our first step from here is fencing, and I'm happy you are using EcoPost. So later in life, these are some of the projects that you are going to post there so that we can start now attracting awards. Because if it's an eco-friendly village, there are so many people who want to support such project. But we cannot get awards or we cannot get resources if this information is not out there. So how you can support it in kind is sharing it in your platform, with your partners, with all the donors. We also need money. Martin, you forgot to tell us the budget. Except the prof knows about the budget, I'd wish you just give us the figure. Some people work well when they get figures. How much are you looking at, when fencing? How much are you looking at when you want to have the admin building? Where do you want us to start? So I think Martin give us figures. There are some people who really want figures, isn't it? Let's see whether we can achieve this. I know we are going to achieve. So Martin, I want to welcome you here. Just give us figures. From the figures now, then you know how to go. Karibu, Martin.
All right. I know I'm not the figure guy. Sometimes I'm not able to count even my money. So I get a lot of help about how much I have at any time. But and for sure, I'm promising everyone here that soon as we are leaving here, we'll have a full budget outline and also resources outlined for us. And we'll also have a moment just for us even to speak a bit to it. But from just looking at what we have managed to do, I will use Kenyan shillings in this context. Our first phase is already done. I think some justice, if you guys, we can actually get that page. Our first phase is actually done. We have spent around 5 million around acquisition of land, a lot of surveys. If you can get that, that would be very, very helpful. Again, yes, it looks like yes. So I think, yeah, that should be it. Yeah, that was phase one. Phase one. Let's see. Yeah, we have already spent around 5 million, 5.5 million. It's done, as you can see. So that is progress. We can appreciate God for that, for His doing, right? Yes, we have managed to do all that. That is eco-fencing, government compliance. We have managed to, we have already finished the fencing project in partnership with Tiki Fence. We were doing recycling, plastic recycling and stuff. And then we have all the permits. We have done the permits even for the drilling of water. I think that was one of the pointers that we do. We have a budget of around 1.5 million to have the water done. So that is section one, done, around 5.6 million. That is what we have spent. Then that is around 43,865 USD. And this is also a very interesting component. Every phase of this project has impact. So far, we are working with the community. We have been doing tree planting with the community. We have formed some youth groups. And our impact so far is at around 10%. Then we go to phase two, which is starting from next month. From next month, September, that is when we are starting phase two. Now, this month, we are already in September. We need around 18 million. That is around 142,000 USD. That is the budget we are looking forward. So what is in phase two? The way we have faced this project is in a manner that we don't need to do all the structures at the same time, but we start with modeling. So for phase two, we are doing a model. I think one of the big projects in phase one is water supply. That's the very first process because that is what actually gives life to the village. But we will be doing 1 unit of all the structures in phase one. That will take our impact from 10% to around 40%. Then that means if we stop at phase two, we will still be having impact, but it will be up to around 40%. So if we are targeting 10,000 youths, then that means we will be working with around 4,000, but our ultimate impact is around 10,000 youths across annually. So that is what we'll do. We will be looking into having a unit of the training center, a workshop. We will set up the online marketplace and modeling, etc. with that budget. We will share this with all of us that are here. Then for phase three, this is now scaling up all our units to optimum capacity. That is, we started with 1 unit. If we needed 3 training rooms, we started with 1, so we make them 3. If we needed a capacity of residents for 150 capacity, we started with 50. Then now we make it 150. So optimum capacity with the research center, we start the maker spaces. We make sure that already we can achieve our impact up to 70%. So if we stop around there again, The village will be running, but at least at 70% capacity. Then we go to phase 4, that again needs around 15 million in Kenyan shillings. That is around 115 USD. And then that phase 4 is about the complementary facilities, the conference facility, now more infrastructure within the research center, recreation. We want some people to also enjoy whenever they are within the village, and that would also be part of what we'll do. In total, we are looking into a budget. I know this is around 63 million in total in terms of expenses that we need to do. In USD, I know this is not the very accurate budget, but because it is supposed to be around 643 million USD, I think we are going to review 663,000 USD. Again, I'm not the math person, so the guys will be able to send you an updated version, the phasing, the resources we need, and as our resource mobilization board member says here, in-kind support will be very, very much welcome. We are looking for materials. We are looking for wastes that can be used in the village, and we can demonstrate how that can be impactful, even in our modern ways that we are going to use. Thank you.
So clap for Martin. You know, when you get figures now, so you can unaweza the way the whole project is, isn't it? So what you're going to do is, you know, when you start such a massive project, there are so many ways of fundraising. We have already started with the global giving. Now we're to Mchanga. But still, we have number of ways. This one project will be phased. We don't need the 63 million right now. But if we have it, then well and good, we can actualize it. So it will be phased, and what we do is we just go in piecemeal. What I have seen, and I think this is what we are going to embrace, when the architect was showing us the master plan, immediately we just go into the compound. See, kuna that first building, the semicircular one. If possible, we are going to have very special blocks and bricks of those people who have contributed to the center. And we can agree that maybe one brick is 10,000 or 2 bricks is 50,000. Those will be the pioneers. So even if you have a shilling or 2, know that your name will appear somewhere. So that when our generation comes, they'll see Eric was here and he contributed this much. I know there are some partners here who have said they want to be anonymous. They are contributing. Well and good. You are going to have your own plaque there from anonymous contributor. And this is what I have seen people doing. They said their great-grandchildren go back to Kenya. There's a community I helped to establish. And those watoto wote huwa nakuja kule. So don't worry, even if you don't have cash here, you can pledge. We have our office. And what Martin we can do, if haujaweza kutuma to the global, I would request if we can have those, a paper. Don't worry, it's so traditional. Just write what you can contribute towards the project. Don't worry, just write down. If it's prayer, just say I'm contributing prayers. We are going to start, as and George, before we come in with our own kit here as a board. We have pledged 100,000, makofi kwetu. So it is just start like that. It will go somewhere, but still later the board will come in its own contribution. So can we do that exercise less than 5 minutes, MC? Just a piece of paper, just, Peter too, don't write your name if you're okay with writing your name. Just anything that you think that you'd like to contribute. If you have contributed through the global giving, well and gone, and God bless you. If you have contributed through the Mchanga, well and good. Just write something. Then our office will reach out to you and we just be free. So can you get that a piece of paper, please? Don't worry, this is not Sandaka, is from the heart, isn't it? I know 63 million, usiogope na figure. We start from huku chini 100 shillings and slowly we go up. Sawa? So can we do that? Martin, you have something? oh yeah, just cut you have the program. You are so, sisi ni watu wa, just cut kwa your program, write that. Then someone will just come and collect that paper.
Good.
Don't worry.
All right.
Please.
And that would go on as we jump into the next part of our program today. That is Eric, resource mobilization. All right. At this point, only 2 minutes, and I will keep on reminding you, just cut that paper. You can say anonymous and all that, just like Eric is directed. Let's see exactly how much it is that you want to contribute, or in what way then you're going to contribute to this particular program, which is essentially coming to a reality in front of us. So now, 2 minutes. Actually, I've been told it's 2.5 minutes. I'm going to call upon Philip, who's representing the Kajiado team, to come in, have a word or so before we step out into the next part of our program. Philip, I've been told you have 2 minutes.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Philip. I'm from the Kajiado County Government. And I'm very glad to be here. Thank you, Martin, for inviting us over to this place. And really, when we look at this is this master plan that you have started, and this work that you started at Nduata is a great work for the youth. And also, you know, it's going far much to solve so many challenges, the socio-economic challenges that the youth are facing in the community. And therefore, as the county government of Kajiado, we are very glad to partner with you, to work with you, and to ensure that our people are going to benefit from this project and from these programs that you are going to start with. So when I look at it, when I read myself, not only the youth who are going to benefit, even the women are going to benefit. I don't know whether I'm the one who has read much into it, but the issues of bidding, issues of economic activities that are going to take place in the village, like bidding, and that's the work that is done by women in our society. So we are really glad, and also I'm here to know much about it, because after you've started this project, because it will be accessible, it will be available, but the avoidability also is also something that must be looked into, because for the youth in the villages there are people who come from very humble background, and they want to access these learning activities, because I'm seeing that there will be something like a campus there, right? A learning center. And you take into consideration the availability, the affordability of, because I'm very sure people will not be trained for free, right? Isn't it? Yeah? It's a free program. All right. It's also good, though nowadays free things are not very much encouraged. People must chip in, but must be affordable, right? Yeah, you know, when everything is free, people will not take own it. They will not take it seriously. But if there will be a fee, then it should be affordable for these people. But we are very glad. It's also going to solve so many problems that youth are going through. The issues of drug abuse. I'm very sure when this center is set, it's going to make them very, very much, very much active. They are going to be engaged there. And also the issues of conferencing. We face a lot of problems of conference facilities. And when these facilities are there, these people are going to make use of these conference facilities. And also the issues that Nankurei talk about of early child pregnancies. It's also going to solve that, especially after school. During school holidays, we always have a rise in child pregnancies. But I'm very sure when we have such a facility, in fact, it's a blessing. And I don't know how you went to Nduata, a place that was called Nduata, just even before this Nduata of yours came into being. It means maybe long time before this project came, God knew that there's a project that's going to come there. And this is a very big Nduata. You know, Nduata is a vision. It's something that is really going to be, we will pray for it, and we'll also hold your hand, because I'm sure it's going to solve so many challenges that are there. So I didn't come alone. I came with my brother Milton. So I just want Milton also to greet. And Martin, this is a great work. We came here to represent our director, Irene. So Irene has sent the blessings. As we come from the Department of Social Services, I'm the deputy director there. And so that we came in place of Madam Irene. There's also a Department of Youth and Sports in our county. I don't know whether you know about that department. The department is also going to be very useful in our walk, in our journey together with you as you start the village there. Otherwise, this is a great work, and we are praying God that it's going to be a success. It's going to supply all your needs. Asante sana.
Just have to say, how are you, everyone? We thank God for this great opportunity that gave Martin to work in Nduata. We don't have a lot to say because our director has already said a lot, and also because of time. But we say congratulations, and we have our blessing, you have our prayers as a county government, and we are going to work to ensure this vision will not die in Nduata. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Finally, it's time then for us to know our partners in the building. All right? So that means that for every other person who's not got an opportunity to speak to us today, it is your time. So I'm going to start with the table. There's the floor manager as well, who's going to hand you all these microphones as well. So here's the direction. We only have 1 minute. You please stand up, tell us your name, all right? And tell us how you associate with EmpServe and this particular project. Because as partners, we have to know each other. I'm going to start with my right, this table that is right here. Please hand over the microphone. Let's begin. And you only have 1 minute. My timekeeper is speaking to me as I'm looking at her right now. Good, let's do this. After 10 minutes, we should be out.
Okay, good afternoon. I'm Dr. Peter Chega, Head of Faculty, Kenyatta University, Head of EmpServe. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Titus Kuria. I work for SIEVE. I lead a program that seeks to model some of the work that EmpServe is doing on public-private development partnerships to spur inclusive growth. And congratulations to EmpServe, and we look forward to walking the strides together. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Don't be confused. I'm also Titus Kuria. But from Canada Madare Education Trust, we help high-achieving low-income scholars from Madare to access quality secondary and post-secondary education. We also give them life skills. And that's where these guys come in. When they are transitioning from high school to university, there's a lot of time. So we bring them to EmpServe, they're given training, and they are better prepared for their life after secondary school. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Next table, please.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Patrick Sampao. I work for the Mozilla Corporation. We advocate for safe browsing through our browser Firefox. You may have run across it. Anything that touches on the youth, we definitely like to be part of that conversation, and that's why we're here today. But as a person, I'm also a resident of Kajiado, passionate about mental health, and it touches on a lot of activities that EmpServe aims to do. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Mungania Job Mwenda, the director of the Master Empowerment Center, and I work with Martin to implement some of the projects.
They normally come to train our girls on STEM. And also I'm the chairperson of the Young Africa Leadership Initiative yearly Kenya chapter. And I look forward to working together and supporting him. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Next table.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Solomon Burunga from Kenyatta University. I'm currently the chairman of Community Resource Management, and I relate with EmpServe because Martin is one of our products. I can see La seat there. Is also our product. Where is Rose? Rose is also there, our product. So this, we are here as a department. I've seen two of my colleagues that have stepped out, Dr. Lucio Gola and Dr. Joan Morevi. We are coming here to support as partners, as we really, when you are a teacher, you always want your students to be better than you. I think this is the only profession that you feel proud when you see people grow and develop and change society. This is one of the people, even him is our product. We are really proud. Him is also our product. We are proud and we are so grateful that he's also leading and is a role model. We have invited him even in conferences to come and talk, and we use him a lot to model other young people. We are proud of him and we will support this initiative to the fullest. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I hope you haven't forgotten me. My name is Savio Wambugu, President, Association of Country Innovation Hubs, and I also run a tech innovation hub in Nyeri called Mount Kenya Hub. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Harrison. I came with two colleagues here, Emily and Lucy. We are from SIEVE Africa, and our job is to empower young people through transformation. And so our work is primarily discipleship. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Willie Wanjie. I work in the telecom industry. I'm a finance person. Martin is a great friend of mine together with his family. I'm also their pastor. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Magdalene. I'm a journalist. I work for Big 3 Africa, it's one of the partners. Big 3 is an organization consisting of journalists who tell stories, then go beyond telling their stories in the conservation world. Martin has been our friend for some time, so we're here to support. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Again, my name is Riongo Praise. I'm the project architect. All I can tell you is when we break ground, out of your busy schedules, please show up. We will be doing those straw bales together, filling those bottles with sand as we build that ecological and sustainable project. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Darius Tipatet. I'm a program lead and Helga. Priscilla Longura is our director. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Samuel Asiti again, and I'm the entrepreneurship and incubation specialist at EmpServe.
Sorry for that. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Washira Daisy. I work with Women's World Wide Web, W4, where we work to ensure women's equal access to and participation in the ICTs. And our organization partners with EmpServe here in Nairobi and Rishina in Kajiado. And we partner to train young girls and women to ensure that they have digital skills literacy, ranging from basic to advanced IT training. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Eddie Omundu. I'm a student at the University of Nairobi. So I accompanied my beautiful sister so that I can get exposed to the new project. So Martin, congratulations on the launch of the project. And let's hope it will be better. Thanks.
Good afternoon. So my name is Simon Nyaga Wanjiro. I'm the founder and director Bold Impact Africa, one of the leading organizations in Kenya and without Kenya, where we are leading the future of sustainable food system. Martin, congratulations. We've done amazing work. We are here to support you, especially on that food aspect of the eco village. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Orion. I'm here on behalf of Tercera, a US-based private equity firm, as part of our initiative to help find and create tech jobs in Africa, and was connected to Martin through that, and excited to see what comes out of this project.
Thank you very much. That is the round of the partners that are seated with us right here in the building. So at this point then, let's cross over online and talk to some of our partners who've been with us since we started this particular function up to where we are right now. At this particular point then, let me introduce to you Hamed Hafez, who's joining us live from Egypt. We want to connect to him so that we can see exactly what he has to say about this particular function as well. IT, once you're ready, take us in. Waiting on our... Am I audible? Hamed, can you confirm you can hear us? You try again, IT?
Amazing. I think that you should be able to hear me now. I'm so happy to be here with you today inaugurating this amazing project once more and revealing this master plan that my dear brother Grace and the team in EmpServe have been working on for so long. Hello everyone. My name is Ahmed Hafiz and founder and CEO of Hybrid. Hybrid is providing energy, especially on our developed continent of Africa. But now we are now expanding across Africa as well. So our role is to collaborate with EmpServe to answer only one question. Can we power all these activities with renewable energy? Can we stay totally off the grid and totally with a negative carbon footprint? This is the question that we have been trying to answer for the last month since our collaboration has been signed in June. And actually, we had some very promising findings in this regard. Again, what we're trying to do here is a blueprint. The Sustainable Eco Village is going to be a flagship project of EmpServe and all the collaborating partners. Nobody said that it should be only implemented in Kenya. Imagine how many villages can we transform together if we work collectively on this amazing mission of having sustainable eco-villages where people are free to innovate, to educate, and to learn and have a better standard of living. We come to you with lots and lots of hopes. Although a lot of engineering is still to be done, but we are very optimistic that our vision is going to yield successful in the end. Again, thank you very much, Martin, for inviting us to be with you on this such a brave and courageous endeavor. We are going to power EmpServe's flagship project with green energy, and we are going to need your support for that. Thank you very much, and all the love from Egypt to Kenya. Asante sana.
That is Hamed Hafez, who's joining us live from Egypt. So guess what? It's a proper sweep from within the house, outside the house, and across the house as well. All I can say, and what to the wall, to the wall, to the wall, to the wall. Thank you very much, DJ, for that. Was it a technical issue or right on cue, isn't it? And that is what tells you that indeed this particular project that has been started right here is limitless. Just like we said, the head of resource mobilization asked you just to write something little on your papers. We'll go around and collect it so that we have a clear view of how much you're ready to support this program with. Now, I've been informed we're going around to ask you exactly what you've been thinking about this particular process here today about this particular function. And I'll be coming back to you. If you can please come and post where we are. We are on menti.com, Matthew, if you can. Can you post it for us so we can see exactly where we're getting that feedback from? We've asked you 3 questions only about what you think of this particular event, how your support is going to be. We'll be very much pleased if you give us that feedback also today so that we get a clear view of exactly where we are on this particular event. It's going to be here, so you'll see exactly where we are. There's a specific code once you go into the website that has our questions. The questions are quite clear and direct. We'll have a clear view of exactly where we are as this event is concerned. Good. It has been a couple of hours together with you, late by only 26 minutes. So if it were not for that long breakfast, we'll be right on cue at this particular point. But as they say, everything works in proper line. I'm just buying my time so we can wait on that particular link that's going to take us to the website that we're going to go on to. Good. So what you're going to do, if we can, good, is at menti.com, waiting for that tech to get back to us. Good. There it is. Menti.com. Immediately you get in, they're going to ask you to use this code 36764126. Then after that, there are only 3 questions you're going to answer. We'll be much pleased if you help us answer those questions. Please, if you can, menti.com, the code 36764126. Once you're in, you're going to start answering those questions immediately. We'll be very much obliged. I know Ruth wants to say something about what is at the back there before I bring in the man of the house, Martin, to take us out of the building. But here's the thing though. Ruth, it's your turn. Please come in, take a minute, tell us what you have behind there as they also go through and answer this particular questions. I've been told you only have 2 minutes. One is better.
One is better. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for the participation. So we've already started fundraising, and part of the activity we're doing is merchandise selling, and this is from our entrepreneurs. So behind there you'll see a table with a variety of merchandise, and I'll ask Kanori to just step forward to just show you the samples of what we have from our entrepreneurs, and all proceeds go to the project, okay? So I have here, this is just like a carving. So can be used on your office, actually office, home. Please grab yourself one, okay? It goes for 2,000 shillings. Thank you. We have honey here for your health. It's cold season, so please grab yourself a package from the, up there. This goes for 1,500, okay? Thank you so much. And then you have a smaller pack here, goes for 1,000 shillings. We have a Masai shuka, good prints, variety back there. This goes for 1,500 shillings. And then for the ladies in the house, and of course, you can also carry for your wife at home or a girlfriend. So enough to put your laptop and all your belongings. So this goes for 2,000 shillings. It's very good quality. And then we have necklaces here, goes for 500 shillings each. And then we have some fridge magnets, all Masai themed, goes for 300 shillings, okay? And then lastly, we have a carving here for your office, home, goes for 500 shillings. But when you go there, you'll be informed about the price in case you don't remember. Yeah, that's it. And we ask you to kindly support. Like I mentioned, it's from our entrepreneurs, and all proceeds go towards the project, okay? Thank you so much for that.
Thank you very much. So as you walk out of the hall today, for those who are wondering how they would start then contributing to this particular process, then you know exactly how you're going to start right now and today. Just like Ruth said, they are right there behind you once you step out of this particular hall. From the rest of EmpServe Kenya, we'd like to say thank you very much. But the way we started is the same way we are going to end this particular day. At this particular point, I would like to call in Willie Mwanje for a closing prayer. All right, everybody in the hall, please, let's remain standing. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. I would want us to make a closing prayer. Shall we pray together? Our dear Father and our God, we sincerely want to thank you. Indeed, we have seen your faithfulness. You've carried us not only throughout today, but throughout the entire preparations of the activity today, our Father. We want to thank you because of the grace that you've abounded to Martin, to the board, and to everyone who has participated to the success of today's event. We pray, our Father, that this will be beginning of great things that you want to do in this particular area and daughter, oh Father, and throughout the whole world. We desire, our Father, that this impact will be sustainable for different generations, our God. And wherever this will be mentioned, all glory, honor, and praise shall be unto your name. I commit all these dear ones and them that have left to your able hands, oh Father. I pray that your grace will abound to each one of them. May your peace abound to each one of us, our Father, even as we leave this place, oh Lord. We desire that you shall guide each one of us, and that all shall happen for the glory and praise of your name. We thank you for everything that you've done for us, and we ask that you guide us in all things. In Jesus' holy name we pray and we give thanks.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much. So one last communication then. This is our area to take pictures. Do not walk out of here without a picture. Our photographers are waiting for you right in front here. So make sure that every other person today knows that something big is going to happen in just a couple of years to come. Thank you very much again. And we hope that as our partners, this journey, we shall take it together. Let our photo session, our shopping, and our lunch, and our networking officially begin. DJ, take us there. All right, photo session. Photographers, please come on board. More areas, take pictures up here.
Just a reminder, if you still on the menti.com, just give your feedback, any suggestions, any responses, any ideas as we take our lunch, networking, and all the breaks. The slide will still be on. Thank you very much.